This man is now equipped to decode enemy radio transmissions because it's Love Nest. He's got armoured assault tactics and radio intercept, and he's up against an old foe, the beast from the east, as the Wehrmacht, Nagano. I'm AE, I'm here today with a top 20 worldwide player, co-casting the Angry Dutchman. Hello, Dutchman.
Hey, welcome folks, welcome chat, welcome AE, thank you for having me. And I'm super excited. Just look at the commanders that Nagano has, and my all-time favorite commander is on that list, the Lightning War Doctrine. That's literally my all-time favorite. And we see a whole bunch with the Tiger tanks as well. IS-2 tank on the other side. Maybe we're gonna see a battle of the big boys.
Oh, come on, let's have a slam down. You know, with Love Nest and Nagano, they've got very similar play styles. They kind of are, tac map control players, I want to call them. And that means that they often, the games do go into kind of stalemate into the early mid, and then you have a massive war with all the big boys involved. So what I'm basically saying to you guys on Twitch, and inevitably on YouTube later on, is go and get your popcorn, get your beverage of choice, because you're in for, what's the word I'm going to say, Dutchman? I know you've been using it in cash, you stole it off me. What's that word?
A brawl?
A slobber knocker! Come on!
I
heard you say that so many times. It's a word I got from wrestling in the 90s. I was like, where's this guy got that word? Oh yeah, I know. It's a slobber knocker! Come on!
I only steal from the past, so.
Oh, it's a big compliment, mate. What's the sincerest form of flattery? Imitation. We all love it. But you are a man of many origination as well, with the Vanilla Deluxe tournaments. They've been going very well, haven't they, recently?
Yeah, we had 2 good tournaments. I'm doing a couple of cash games with the same setup now, and they have been received well. So maybe we'll see some more in the future.
I like it because it's pure, and it takes away the commander BS and makes the game a lot more kind of cerebral, a little bit less crazy at times, but cerebral for certain. Anyway, Grenadiers pushing in, combat engineers back away for now. Love Nest is getting his sandbags constructed in the centre. In the north, we've got MG action up there, so Nagano is certainly prioritising fuel at the moment.
And in the south side, Love Nest broke a trap. He had a conscript waiting behind the bushes in the south, just so that he could get the upper hand on the engagement here.
He's exposed himself to a 2v1, and he knows it. Look at this. It's like watching dancing when the players are this good. He backs away knowing it would be a 2v1, waits for his flamethrower so he can merge into it, and then all of a sudden it's a 2v2 there, which actually leaves Nagano without getting the southern victory point. But he has taken the north, and he has the fuel up there. Fantastic stuff.
It's always so tricky using your flamethrower because they can die really fast if you blink with your eyes.
Yeah, and you can't just push them in. Famous co-tactic is to push in with your infantry, have the flamethrower staggered slightly behind. So 3 Grenadiers here, they're doing really well, they're just backing away. Focus firing the flamethrower, very low health flamethrower, wondering if healing's already up. Yes, it is. This is not a good push for Love Nest, Dutchman. He's been outplayed there, I'd have to say. But there's a lot of damage on one Gren in particular from the flanking conscript.
And you can just see with how much respect these 2 players fight against each other. Constant backpedaling, second guessing their every move. Is this a right engagement? Can I get a better hand if I move my units just slightly different?
Look how prominent the sandbag meta is in top level 1v1. Instead of protecting the MG with the pioneers, he's like, no, must negate the sandbags.
Oh, a tough retreat path here for this conscript. Might lose a couple more models.
Could do. Little Gren blob comes in. He really wants veterancy 1 on one of those Grenadiers, just so he can get a med pack on that 3-man squad. So low on health. It's held together with Pritt Stick, Blue Tack, Paper Mache, and any other flimsy building material. Pipe cleaners.
He's going to retreat now, so he's probably going to get some healing up, get the tier 2 going. I think he already has battle phase 1.
Do you remember when I played versus you, Dutchman, and I was so upset that you retreated all of your squads at the same time? I've now seen like Love Nest Nagano do that all the time. Basically, I was just whinging like a little bitch. You were just owning me, and I was looking for any excuse that you were showing any level of disrespect, but you weren't. You were just thoroughly destroying me, as one could expect.
I might even be one of the guys that overdoes it. and lose a lot of map control. But
yeah, but honestly, I've seen Loveness did it yesterday. I've seen not yesterday, last week. I've seen Isilda do it yesterday. Nagano do it today. So when you get your healing up as Wehrmacht, just get everything back, because 30 manpower per Grenadier loss is not worth it.
I mean, I always call it free manpower when you have more models than they got health. If you heal them back up, it's like free manpower.
Certainly is. We've got 251 building for Nagano on the munitions count. He's got a lot of it, so that'll become a flamer, no doubt. How's Loveness doing? He seems to have held his fuel for a while now.
They saved the manpower enough to get the Siskin out, so Siskin is coming up. No 18-8 yet. So he has to rely on the Siskin for the defense against the vehicles.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like it's pleasurable to watch Dutchmen, these guys playing against one another, but they seem to negate each other because they're so similar in playstyle. They know each other so well. They've got the counter out by the time the thing that needs countering is on the field. The 251 is now upgrading with the Zis rolling on. So that's why Nagano Loveness games seem to go such a long time sometimes, is they're perfect foils for one another.
Look at the north already. The MG is already flanked. The conscript was moving there for the past minute.
Got to keep the pressure on Loveness. You can't allow him to keep planting these mines. He'll continuously do it, and that's why you cannot let up. Oh, MG's low. It's getting focus fired right now. Hoorahs to get a better position and get some close quarter combat accuracy.
Might go down.
Molotov, obviously that means the 18-8s are upgraded as well in 2021, so the 251 has to back out of there. Zis misses its shot. Meanwhile, we've got an engagement in the south. Conscript has to be careful there, and indeed retreats away. Are there any tells so far, Dutchman, about how these guys are feeling today? Do they both seem to be playing well, would you say?
They're both playing very cautious. We haven't seen anyone overstretch one single unit yet. Nothing has gone down, so they both came here to win. That's for certain. And they want to take that time. They don't need to win within 10 minutes. They go all day.
Nice Molotov there. Conscripts are forced away, but a little bit of health damage on the Grens, tellingly. You just possibly need something a little bit more anti-infantry right now. The one flamethrower is not doing it. Loveness has been going for 2 flamethrower squads, or 2 combat engineers at least, in a lot of his games. And I just don't think the 4 conscripts are giving him enough. He needs that 7-man upgrade, most likely, of course. Oh, what a volley from the Zis gun! What was that firing?
One of the Grenadier goes down. This casting.
Absolutely disgusting indeed. How many kills on that? It seems to be a lot more than 2. It's only got 2 kills, but we saw a full Grenadier die. What a long-range 18A as well from the conscripts. Loveness has been doing some accuracy training for his various squads.
There comes the sweeper. We don't see any weapon upgrades yet on the Grenadiers.
No, he obviously put a lot into getting the Flampanzer upgrade, but yeah, you expect to see an LMG, but don't forget he could go for G43s as well, like Isilda was doing very well versus Kimbo yesterday. The G43s, one of the things that propelled him to victory.
Yeah, you don't see him that often nowadays anymore, those G43s. They used to be very good. Basically snipers for every unit.
Mm. Yeah, I favour
H-Strong was
LMGs.
still playing. We saw a lot of the
Only because he didn't actually play the game at that point in time, and he used to stomp in and use what he was using 2 years ago. Conscripts come out. We've got a little lull in activities. Wait for the T-70. No telemines down as well. We have seen an LMG, of course we have, from Nagano, on one of his surviving Grenadiers.
I expect Nagano to replace that Grenadier with something. Maybe an extra MG.
Good shot from the Zis. 251 backs away. Will it eat another? No, should be okay. And here comes the little Tetroid of terror. A bad camouflage for the map. I think Spanky needs to change it to a snow map, because that thing stands out like a sore thumb or a
I mean, even though Lefnes managed to get the first kill of the game, map control-wise, Nagano is not backing down. Looking red.
Nade, rifle nade on that conscript, low health, forced away. That could have been worse there, but I completely agree on the map control point. It's deceptive. I think that's the build order from Love Nest, I've got to say. If you start with conscripts, sometimes, especially on a map such as this one, Dutchman, without very much green cover in the centre, unless you build it, it's difficult to keep control.
Look at that thing in the build here on Love Nest side. Always interesting.
It is indeed. Mortar team, smoke dispenser, and of course MG dislodger. We'll have to see how he's going to use that. And I've been calling out for more indirect fire. A lot of players complained about Bayo in the lineup, obviously during the tournament, Dutchman. The best time to lodge a complaint. Not in the 2 months of build-up where there's consultation in progress, but and I just
10 minutes before the game starts, right?
Exactly, literally, that's what happens. That's not a joke. Anyway, I do love the players. That without them, there wouldn't be all of this. So let's not obviously diss them too much. But anyway. You've got to say, though, that indirect fire just isn't used enough in these Wehrmacht-heavy maps. This is a Wehrmacht-heavy map. Support weapons are king, so what is the best way to get rid of support weapons? Sometimes a bit of indirect fire. Anyway, T-70's now starting to make its presence felt. Gren's forced away.
Back and connects, that's nice.
Yeah, you need to start getting that veterancy on it.
Back for repairs every time. Shows itself. And the tier 3 is already down for Nagano. Look at that. 12 minutes, tier 3 is down. We're 1 minute away from enough fuel for the P4. He is on point with the capping orders.
What do you think about Spearhead Doctrine, Dutchman?
I like it. There's 3 things that are very useful in this. Of course, the Panzer Tacticians, basically a get out of jail free card every time your tank gets or vehicles get low health. You see the recon overflight, very important. Soviets don't have a lot to shoot it down in the 1v1 scene. And you got that frag bombs, which can be very devastating against anything with a couple models stationary.
Oh, there's that mortar starting to make its presence felt. That was a very juicy shot on the MG. It's now allowing the combat engineers to get Mosin Nagant shots in. And there's the wipe! Nice work there. 251 rolls over the corpses. I don't know why that's a thing, but anyway, we've got conscripts constructing the sandbags. Things are starting to bubble up now. We've had a fermentation process and we're getting a beautiful brew.
You'll be able to take it back quite easily.
Certainly.
Look at that, a deer and a P4 coming at the same time as well.
That just shows you that lull in activity. I was covering for it in commentary by kind of just, you know, taking a breather, I guess. I showed the commander on screen for 15 seconds whilst you talked about it, Dutchman. 15 seconds. So that shows how little manpower was used for a passage of time. But that's what we're having now. We've had a bit of a wait, and now we're having the crescendo that follows.
40 versus 30 kills in 14 minutes. That's not a lot.
No, it certainly is not. With the Panzer IV about to arrive, let's show what Dutchman was just showing us there. There's the amount of kills. There's the army values. That's just a Gren difference. And then points held. We've got an equalization recently. Let's see what happens now the Panzer IV's on the field.
Loveness hears it, and within 0.5 milliseconds that second gun is in construction. He even has that nice little 50% build speed bulletin. One of the few bulletins that might actually be useful, especially in a situation like this.
Loveness' pinpoint here in accuracy has always been fantastic. I've always wondered what headset he has, like Sennheiser probably 7.1 surround sound headset. I don't know, but he always pinpoints everything. Rifle nade traded for a Molotov in the little trade-off here. Forced away eventually. There's a very defensive mine there, by the way, so that's...
I mean, imagine retreating your own vehicle over that and just that can get blown up.
You can see on Bayo ambush, by the way, the new tawny version of Bayo, this base exit is widened. That's because Loveness complained about pile-ups. There's much less snow particles along the screen. That's because Nagano complained about PC performance. This map has been sculpted by the two players. What a Panzer IV shot against conscripts there. Somehow the squad remains.
Cannot get the follow-up shot.
There must be something in the game files about Panzer IVs when they go stationary. They demolish conscript squads. I've seen so many mega shots recently. I don't know what's happened.
I wonder whether it was an attack round or not. Personally, I feel they perform slightly better when you attack round, but that might just be my personal experience. And a very interesting sandbag in the center. I'm really liking this. I think I'm just going to straight up copy it into my gameplay.
Just getting it. That's just an amazing cinematic there. A flare and a burning tree. You know that's thumbnail material, lads. It's ominous, it's eerie, and it's a very, very symbolic of what is to follow today. Is we're going to have an amazing best of 5 between two players that are, you know, very intimately aware of one another's potential.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
More tripwire flares go up. Lovenest, of course, the player that popularized them way back in 2016. Molotov adds insult to injury or burns. And more damage is done. Grenz continues the cap though. Just a bit of spotting rather for the pack. Will the T-70 get out of there?
The T-70 will, but let me tell you what will not get out of there. The 251 half-track goes down to the Ziskans.
Nice work there by the Ziskan. In the maelstrom of the fire. Gets the shots away.
Sturmovik close air support is available.
I've just heard that Sturmovik close air support is available. I really hope we don't see much of that. And the great thing about Loveness is he puts all of his munitions into booby traps. And often doesn't save it for skill planes.
Packen, he tries to shoot the sandbags, but kills the one sandbag the Pioneers are hiding behind.
He kills his Pioneers one, yeah, that's good. Good work, Mr. Pack. Now he's doing it. Sandbag deletion service offered by the anti-tank gunners of many an army and company heroes these days. That's what their primary duty has become. Conscripts are Panzer IV bait. Oh, that was going to have been bad. They went pinned for a second. It could have been extra damage.
In the south, you see a patch of S-mines go down on the VP.
Nice, nice. And the conscripts push in. It's going to be a rude awakening. Or have they seen the flag from Loveness' perspective? Could have done. Nagano's really solidifying his grasp at the moment, Dutchman. You have to say the victory point count in particular has really gone in the Russians' favour.
In terms of kills, he's also slightly getting ahead and ahead. But we're getting to the point where Loveness can afford a vehicle of his own. Probably going for the T-34-85, I would say, or is he going to straight push it for that IS-2? Might also be a case. He has double Ziskans, so he can hold on. He just needs to get one VP under control, so otherwise he's just training too hard.
I mean, I do think Loveness would have gone for the IS-2 had he been in an equal position, but I don't think he's in an equal position. I think Nagano's had more control, so I think as you say, T-34-85 will be the safer option. We've just had the heavy Panzer Corps come down for Nagano. That's what I'm talking about. This guy is in a really strong position.
Probably going to be a Panther or a P-Werfer.
I'd be safe. Let's dream of a Tiger.
Yeah, you don't need the Panzer Corps down to get a Tiger, so kind of gives it away that he isn't thinking about a Tiger.
The enemy is down to 200 points.
Enemies down to 200 points. You heard it here first. Famous voice artist, the general from Band of Brothers, actually wrote to him and asked him if he'd do a "Welcome to the Master League," but his agent didn't respond, unfortunately. I offered like £200. I was going to pay for it. It was going to be my contribution financially. But, no, they never responded to me.
Really?
Don't worry, guys. I'll get the summer uniforms fixed next. Spanky's done a great job on making the map more competitively balanced, but yeah, we got to get this winter camos and summer and winter uniforms on the soldiers.
And T-34-85 is going to be. But once again, gap is coming up. It's painful. And look
oh my god! Look at Nagano's manpower. Look at his manpower. He must be saving for a tiger, surely. Or maybe a panther. Yeah, it could be a panther still, couldn't it? Panthers are pretty expensive as well, aren't they?
185 fuel, so he hasn't reached the fuel count yet.
Yeah, 490
If you
manpower.
look
It could
at
be a panther.
the central lane, I want to notice you something. If you look on the Nagano side, both on the top side and on the south side of that central lane, there's a teller ready to kill any flanking vehicle.
I've got it there. Yeah, that's a really good one. And I'm sure there it is there. Difficult to spot in the snow, aren't they? You've got good eyes there, Dutchman, but one in either side of the bush regardless. T-34-85 pushes away Grenz in the north. Pioneers back away to repair the Panzer as the pack pushes in to deal with the Tankovian menace. That mortar's done some work. 7 kills, a lot of health damage. Vet too.
Not to mention, the mortar is like a scout plane for the Soviets with that flare. 30 munitions, 30 seconds of lights in the sky. Always useful.
What is this tree made of? It's been burning for a really long time now. Has yours been burning as well? Is it burning on your client? Because the client has different effects for different world elements.
It's burning, yeah.
Oh, we've both got a burning tree. Dutchman, this is truly a sign. Grenadiers could go down here. T-34 couldn't finish the job. How are they still alive? Meanwhile, we're going to check out the other engagements around the map. The Panther's about to hit. That'll keep the T-34-85 out of contention. Ziskuns don't have Vet 2 yet either, so the Panther should be able to push in and really force away the tank at first.
Center, we got the Battle of the Engineers.
Oh, the worker battle, indeed. It's a contest really not worth looking at. You can see all the fallen comrades around them. Oh, as the tank ruins it. That was a beautiful worker battle. We were all so hyped to see the winner there.
Bastard. I always still find it funny how the guy with the sweep was literally just standing there like...
What a shot there by the Ziskum from afar. Panzer tactician smoke is utilised. Panther's waiting. Combat engineers could die here. So the Grenadiers, indeed, they do. Flamethrower dropped. Yeah, indeed. Tell me what you've seen, Dutchman.
I see a Panther bouncing shots from the center. But finally, I think it's taken Leftnest about 13 minutes since he has some VP control. See a triple cap, but the south is already being contested by the Grenadiers.
Oh, rifle nade in. Doesn't do anything, of course, hits the sandbag, as usual. Don't even have to have the UI to see that, lads.
Oh, look at what Leftnest is building. He sees the scout plane in the sky, and he just knows how much...
Ooh, Panther's going in for the T-70 there. On recon mode, but gets out of there pretty quickly. Zis gets some good shots in on the Panther. Panther doesn't care, still hunts for the T-34. Let's see what Nagano can see in the TAC map with this recon plane. He can see everything basically.
Yeah, the counter is out. The M5 half-track just needs a little bit more munitions to get the anti-air package, the meat chopper. With the 450 cals to shoot down the planes. These are probably one of the last effective scout planes from Nagano.
Here's Lovenest. He was thinking about pretending he had forces coming up. He did, he had the Zis gun, But then he saw the Grenadiers and he thought, ah, this is definitely not something I can do for too long. And retreats out there. And that's the algebra the players are constantly utilising, you know. Is it risk reward? Is it worth it to buy time here? With 2 LMG Grenadiers? Maybe not.
Nagano has like 20 popcat remaining. I'm pretty curious to see what he's going to make.
There's a famous Common Heroes 2 caster from the early years called Ami Pulutsai Funk, who was not a fan of this playstyle of waiting until you've got full popcat before you throw down. And he had a name for it, and it does utilise the name, a name synonymous with female genitalia. He called them popcat. Yeah, you guessed the next word. I don't want to say it just in case the sponsor's watching, but and I at the time I completely empathised and sympathised, and I do like it when you've got a Dev-M or a Kimbo or just a Madman to throw something in the works. But what you do get with Nagano and Loveness is you get a slow cadence, and then at the very end when it matters, then they throw down. So all of this is like a preamble. This is just like the storyline. We have to go through the romance in the middle to get to the final scenes. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. This is also part of the reason why I started with the vanilla gameplay, because it tends to slow the gameplay down just a little bit, but if you got these guys playing against each other, you don't even need it, even with commanders.
No.
They slow it down just because they're that good.
Yeah, they're that good as that well, and they've got the risk profile. Panzerwerfer's first volley is a good one! I did not expect that! They got suppressed, but then they were deceased. Absolutely obliterated there.
They're all in the same fucking... Oh my, they're all in the same tree there, clumped up.
1 rocket, 6 men, and it wasn't the Apollo moon landings there. It was a very deadly rocket, aimed straight at their faces.
1 rocket, 6 men, title of your sex tape. Counter rocket artillery coming up for Loveness here.
Big counter pushes coming in, by the way, because the Panther's just pushed in. The Zis now turns to face the Panzer IV, maybe allowing the Panther another push in here. There's a lot happening, basically. We've got LMG Grenadiers trying to hunt down the Zis gun. Nagano carries on his assault with the Pioneers. Nice rifle made. Very good by a 2-man Gren squad there. Nagano is keeping control of game 1. He's got Lovenest to 81 victory points now.
That's a lot of pressure. And he doesn't have that much infantry left to capture points anymore. Lost that engineer with the flamethrower. And Nagano is putting S-mines down on the VPs in the north. It's not going to be an easy capture there.
No, he's good utilisation of them. He's one of the few elite level players that does use them consistently. And yeah, it's one of my favourite features of Co 2, good old Wehrmacht test mines. It was a bit controversial when they were first made, because all the Co 1 elitists were like, no, we just like the Soviet mines, we don't like anything experimental. Katusha's first volley. Is it? No, it's another Panzerwerfer volley and another dead conscript! 2 for 2 now! What is this thing made of?
I want some of that RNG in my games.
Laser guided, heat seeking destroyers there. I feel like controversial arms deals. We've been supplying Nagano with smart bombs and he's using them as a weapon of terror versus Loveness. Can the Katusha match it? Yes, it can! Rocket artillery devastation in this game. It's just unreal. 3 volleys, 3 squad wipes. Oh my. This is a black hole in the centre. If units go here, they tend to disappear. They'll never leave. The mass is too strong. Powers of destruction are too potent. Creative Names right in chat. Creative Name says this looks like a hyped up 4 versus 4. I have been there trying to hype up a 4 versus 4, and that's what it kind of feels like at the moment. Do you know what usually happens when I cast a team game, Dutchman? The first game I'm like, yes, Stuka! Go Stuka Sufus! By the 5th game, I'm like, oh, and here we see the 4th Stukas of Foos killing 5 squads by Kimbo. Great retaliation by Ashablar with 7 Katusha volleys in his own. Target weak point utilised here, and we've got a push in from the Panzer IV. Joking aside, this is Nagano possibly about to take Lovenest out of the game. If he wasn't already, 18 victory points remaining. He can't cap the centre either. He has to act now, or it's all over.
GG.
Verfa volley, can he get another squad wipe, or is this luck over? Oh, Lovenest dodged it. What a party pooper. He needs to neutralise Dutchman. He needs to get there. He has neutralised the south, fortunately for him. So this 1 victory point. No, he couldn't get the centre. Oh my, there you go. And in a rather one-sided game, at least we got some funny squad wipes. What do you say, Dutchman?
That's a pretty good start of the series. Both players respecting each other. I think Lovenest needs to come back in game number 2 with a little bit more aggression. Because otherwise Nagano will be happy on his side of the map.
He certainly will. So there we go, interesting first game. Not too sure what to make of that. Either Nagano's just in a dominant mood today, or Lovenest is not liking that map as that faction. I'm not sure what to make. What do you think, Dutchman?
Nagano just seemed to be pretty dominating. Really clean playstyle. Every move was calculated, and his calculations were just slightly better than Lovenest. And Lovenest was also like the early game. They were really close. They both had good trades. They didn't lose any units, but the map control that Nagano got just made him able to get that P4 out a little earlier. And I think from there he used it very well.
I like Ragnar Hammersbane's comment, by the way. Masterly contributor, of course. He's yes Garno today. Well, he has lost 8 series versus Lovenest in official tournaments. He's only ever won 2, so maybe he's trying to claw back some of those losses.
Yeah, well, it's only game number 1 of possible 5, so I'm curious to see what game number 2 is going to bring us. And I do think that Ost here is a little favored on that map. So we got that slight faction advantage. So we're going to see if Lovenest also picks it.
Let's indeed see that soon. Just looking for the game to be observable. What we got here says 2.
There's actually
Did they?
there's actually 3 people playing Achilles River versus CPU at the moment.
I know, yeah, they're still on 32-bit, but I can't actually see the game as observable, which is really worrying.
Me neither. It means they haven't started yet.
Okay. Let's hope so.
No panic. No panic.
Well, sometimes they go back into scrim mode and they hide the observable mode.
Wait. Oh wait, that's a thing, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah, they were just waiting. Maybe catching the end of the cast, who knows? Just introduce my fiance to the person that helped me translate the... she's from Thailand and she lives with me over here and stuff, and I wrote a letter in English to her dad, but I thought it'd be like respectful if I did a translation. So big shout out to Arm and DL in chat that helped with what, and my girlfriend's currently getting off on the idea of being called a fiance, so there you go. There's going to be a Mrs. AE soon, or a Mrs. E. I'm not sure how that works. I'm going to try and get her coming here as skill up as well.
I'm still looking for my angry Dutch woman. Well, I
Angry
think I
Dutch
already.
woman, yeah, exactly. Well, it's all about balancing the streaming, Dutchman, because streaming is toxic for relationships. It makes you more arrogant. It makes you like, I am God and these are my minions. So you have to balance it up, dude, or find yourself an absolute nerd that will accept you for who you
Uh, how did it work out for you? Did you go for option 1 or option 2?
I just changed how much I streamed and tried to. After I stream, I try and detoxify my brain. so I've had this zone where I'm like in control of my own little bubble. I don't like your opinion. I'm banning you. that kind of thing. So you have to detoxify a little bit.
I can get that, especially if you're streaming this game with the dice rolls. That like they don't just make the game for you, but they also like dice roll your mood. Like, "Ah, this is a mess, okay? You get
People can
-10."
ruin you if they're watching you play Company Heroes, mate. And so many people are very clever in this community and very immature, and they can just say what you need to hear to really tilt you at the exact right moment. And some people are really clever at it.
That's just one clip that immediately pops in mind.
Zany, if you had to listen to me all day, every day, would you watch me cast this game? Just think about it that way. I'm not so sure. It's nice hearing a blast of my nasal, excitable voice, but I'm not so sure you'd want to hear it all day. Zany says yes, but he says that yes without possibly being completely sure of what he's saying.
I doubt it.
Guys, I'm just going to go and get a drink right now. Do you want to hold the fort or do you want a little break yourself? We've got 5 minutes before the game starts, Dutchman.
I need a pee break myself.
All right, mate. We'll be back in 3, guys, and then we'll get the. I'll invite you to a lobby. All right, cheers, guys. Hello there, I hope you've got your beverages ready. As Angry Dutchman pours his, we've got Nagano pouring on a hot beverage of death. I don't know where I'm going with that. He's 1-0 up in this series. He's playing as the Russians. You got Love Nest as the Germans. He is German himself, which is a nice coincidence. Dutchman, I want to see proper warfare. I want to see proper slaughter. I do not want to see the kind of dominance we saw Nagano exert upon his, I want to say, victim in game 1. It was one-sided, wasn't it, game 1? What do you think?
Yeah, after a certain point it was one-sided. But I'm afraid this might be the same. But I'm very curious what's going to happen, because Loveness is probably the only person in this entire tournament who didn't veto airborne troop tactics. And Nagano says, well, thank you for the present, let me take it, let me use it. I'm curious to see how it's going to go.
I've had a lot of subs today. We'll be raiding Angry Dutchman later on. Maybe be able to sub-gift one of you guys in that chat if you show up later today. But he's twirling his mustache right now, Nagano. He's going, yeah. And he's going to drop SVTs from the sky with his little cap with the red star on. He's going to have a good time. So I've got to predict. I've got a theory. A lot of my theories are absolute BS, by the way. But when you got two players that attack map control players and they're playing Wehrmacht, and the map is a big wide open map with nice funneling channels like Bayo Ambush, it is Wehrmacht central, isn't it? They're not as aggressive as DevM or Kimbo or Asherblaw. They're not gonna like just be able to, or Von Ivan for God's sake, there's a better example. They're not going to be able to counter this stagnant kind of defense-orientated playstyle. It's not stagnant. That's a bit over.
I mean, it's a layer defense, right? You saw it last game with Loveness making layer upon layer of sandbags. It's like, oh, I lose my green cover, I'll go back to my other green cover. It's a slow push every time.
Certainly is, and it creeps up on you. It's very much like in StarCraft 2, of course. Protoss versus Zerg is a cracking matchup. Protoss versus Protoss, not so much. You know, the stylistic matchups in RTS, and Grens and Pioneers push away the conscripts there. Back in the south, we've got a standoff, and Nagano goes in first. Grens come in second, and they're going to try and push up. They haven't got Molotovs building.
Pretty equal trades, 3 for 2. But I think Loveness now is going to have the upper hand with the extra grenadiers.
More cons coming into action. 4 con build for Nagano, 1 MG, 3 Grens for Loveness. Pretty standard stuff. Of course, we're expecting Battle Phase 1 Tier 2 on its way ASAP. We're expecting healing up in base next for Nico.
Nagano merging into the engineer to keep it on the field. He's gonna pop a flamethrower soon. But he doesn't have any supporting units.
No, so you can't do any sick merges, bro. He's just got to kind of tank the damage himself. Flamethrowers, as seen in Game 1, they're not as dominant on a map with large sight lines. They're all about... They need the element of surprise because you have to close the distance. You either need a garrison or a heavy sight blocker. So the best place to operate with the flamethrower is up against this hedgerow north of the central victory point. You move down it and spring a surprise. We've seen the flamethrower operate in this open field a lot.
Get spotted.
Yeah, he saw it. But we've seen the flamethrower operate in this big field a lot in the last 2 games. Not optimal IMO, but what do I know? Oh, what a flip there by Lovenest. Conscripts negated completely and forced away. This man is a master of Wehrmacht.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Hype time as the SVTs fall from the sky. So the only time you'll see this in this tournament, because Lovenest is the only person not to veto this commander. Really wish that they'd listen to my balanced suggestion when they were being made. I always think of interesting, cool ideas, not balanced ideas, Dutchman. I wanted it so you got a PPSH, a PTRS, a DP, light machine. No, not a DP. That's too powerful. Or an SVT. Like, it's mix and match. You never know what you're gonna get. How cool would that be?
That would be adding more RNG to an already RNG happy game.
Yeah, but that's what makes the game interesting, dude. That's what makes it. Loot drops.
If we want to make the game interesting, we should just get abandons back.
No, abandons are not fun. Loot drops where you can see what you'd pick up, that's fun. I'd make it less muni cost, of course. Make it like 45 instead of 60.
The sector is at risk.
Well, Ipkai says 1 PPSH. Okay, it would be 2. Whatever, I don't care. I just like a little bit of randomness. One of my favourite Co-1 mechanics was off-map combat group. It was crap ton of manpower, and it was like you never know what you're gonna get. It was so much fun.
Oh, yeah, that one. I remember that one. But it was the same back in the day when what was it? Mobile Defense was still being played. You called in your 2 Ostruppen.
Yeah, and you didn't know if you get LMG or not.
LMG or Panzerschreck.
That was mental. They never came. I don't think they came with Panzerschrecks. It was always. Was it? Surely not. I think it was just LMGs or not. It was completely binary. It wasn't very fun.
I mean, back in the day they had 2 weapon slots.
Jibber says irregulars. I'm remembering irregulars. That was a bit random, yeah. But a lot of the craziness and kookiness has been slowly nerfed out of the game. I'd just like to see a little bit of it re-emerge in sensible ways, is all I'm saying. Anyway, let's focus on the game at hand. The 222 is patrolling the centre. We don't have any AT yet. Nagano putting all of his thought and effort into conscript-based play at the moment.
Conscript and going straight for the T-70. You see there's a lot more that you skip the MG with the recent changes to the T-70.
Rifle infantry squads can now be called to fight for the motherland.
do you feel about the
dangerous though, because there's no sweeper out yet.
Yeah, no sweeper out yet. He's against Love Nest. Have we seen any... what's his use of munitions so far, Dutchman? Where has he been spending it?
That's probably on rifle grenades. He has the healing up and he has a sweeper, but no NMG 42s.
Encroaching on our territory.
So there is room for the teller to be somewhere, but I am scanning with my tactical eyes, but I can't find it.
Oh, you've got tactical eyes. I knew you were a cyborg. This is amazing. He's engaged his tactical eyes. Scan initiated. Love it. Bit of a flank here. Ah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Get the flamethrower along that hedge. Burst out of there in a ball of raging inferno.
Light tank ready for orders.
Imagine me installed to stand in front of the flames like that.
Yeah, you're badass, man.
Sure.
Oh, you could do it with your cyborg exoskeleton, but the Grens aren't the same as you. They have to run away eventually. South, got SVTs. Technically behind heavy cover, that's right. If you sometimes it doesn't actually negate the cover. I'm sure Jibber Jab Jobber in chat would explain it to us all.
Enemy forces are attempting to
SVT
capture
T70
our territory.
combo, way more than enough to force away that Grenadier squad, and the Mosin Nagants on the retreat path as well, but an MG thwarts them, or just gives them reason not to push further. Back in the south, the 222's nearly up to Veteran C1, it's got 6 kills. Got a second machine gun out of the way, so Loveness going for complete control. Of course, what his famous Smurf name was Kraut Control, he played as for a year or so. Pack 40, gonna push away this T70, 222 pushes in, gets second shot, can he finish the job with the scout car? He's going in, out of control it goes, what? A rapier-like attack by Love Nest.
That is very painful.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
G42 is there to suppress the conscript, so he can't get that second AT gun off, of AT nade off.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
MG sets up, all of these squads are thwarted before they even know it. Back in the north, we've got an MG, the new MG this is, and the Grenadier. They are Molotov, but that conscript won't linger for too long.
Sneaky rifle nade over the bushes in the center of EP, but Morgano also has keen hearing if he dodges it.
Engineers capture the central victory point. The interesting part of this game is, although Loveness has obviously won a few material exchanges here and there, he's not had the same map control that Nagano exerted in game 1. So it's a lot more equal after 10 minutes.
What do you do when you lose your first T70?
Build another.
Exactly.
Algorithm states that if there's no T70 on the field, build a T70. If the time is somewhere between 0 minutes and infinite minutes, build a T70. It's just always have a T70 on the field. As I've made this joke yesterday, you just can't... Or you can always make use out of one, basically. They're so useful.
Our industry grows to support us.
Mouse is kind of funny. Nice combat engineer action here, MG. Soft retreating. Is the help on the way? Yes, there is. The 222, the vehicle destroyer, is here. Now Loveness is starting to supplant Nagano and take control. There's a big shot from the pack. This thing's going to get veterancy in no time if it keeps hitting the T70 like this.
Yeah, losing that first T70 is painful. Luckily for Nagano, his VP control is a lot better than Loveness was last game, so he might be able to make use of that excellent late game power of the Soviets to get back into the game. It's gonna take a while.
Second Pioneer squad on its way to keep control, keep capping. Often Pioneers are sent on the peripheries of the map. Another great shot by the pack. He's just positioning it perfectly. T70, the second T70 has been useless thus far. Well, it's got a couple of kills, but it's yet to really exert itself.
Yeah, Nagano could use any T-gun. Wondering where it is. Oh, MG in the center has to do the reload. It's going to be annoying. Butcher can get the flank off and force it off the field.
Yeah, and the 222 gains veterancy 2 now. It's going to give us some excellent lines of vision. Basically like a satellite. Look at that. See the triangle offered by the 222 in advance of the Grenadier. Just the all-seeing eye of the Wehrmacht.
Reconnaissance flight set to go.
12 kills as well. That's quite a bit.
Half-tracks can lay regal anti-tank mines.
Kill death rate at the moment says it all.
Oh my. 2-1. Over 2-1 actually. And now we can see twice as far.
That's good.
Look at that. Spy satellite is operational. He's got the spotting scopes. He's got veterancy 2. He's got it all. Nagano finally is building the Zisgun, as Angry Dutchman states. Soon to be on its way. But are we just seeing perfunctory games? Is this a procession? Is this like the start of the best of 3 that's to follow?
And so maybe it's clear that this map is a little faction favored.
It was 2-0 all day yesterday though. Explain that, scientist Dutchman.
You watched the wrong series?
No, every series was 2-0 on Bayo.
Quidditch versus Orange Best.
Oh, that one wasn't. There was one that wasn't, sorry. The other 3 were.
Your logic! There's no logic at all!
You got me there. I forgot that Orange Pest existed. Well, Stalin sent his dogs, say the Pioneers there, as they have SVT rifles instead of teeth. They did a good job of biting down because Nagano is now just about getting the southern victory point. He's kept his fuel alive for a while. His T70 hits another shot from the pack. This thing is constantly on the attack. Ziskun lies in wait. Hasn't had a chance to shoot yet. Now it does. There you go, but misses unfortunately. Conscript's offering a sight line to it. Maybe you can get another shot in. No, it's just a bit of it's elevation or something. There's something there.
Shot blocker, actually?
I don't think so. It's not meant to be, at least, I don't think. I've seen people shoot through that all day. It would just be a miss, an unfortunate miss. Twice in a row.
You know what doesn't miss? A pack.
This pack, at least. Bloody hell.
Every shot is connected.
Certainly is. And we've got the Panzer IV getting the pintle mount. Loveness marauding in the north. Combat engineers are going to have a very rude awakening. And forced away. Loveness is just dominating. And now he's now taking the standard territory point, slowly creeping towards the fuel in the south. Body's eyes skating around. Ziskun finally connects with something, forcing away the Panzer IV. There's another pack. The build orders are so safe. They're mirror build orders. Very much like the World Championships 2020, where we just saw, you know, the players kind of negate each other at that elite level almost, with very symmetrical build orders. But as Dutchman states, Bayo, unless you play differently, if you mirror the Wehrmacht in at their own game, Dutchman, they will dominate you on an open map. Same as Langres, Bacage, Crossing in the Woods, all of these open maps like Bayo is these days. Wehrmacht will dominate you unless you think outside the box. You either be ultra aggressive, or you go for indirect fire, or you go maybe for Soviet scout sniper. You just do something that isn't double AT gun infantry with a light tank, you know. That's just me then, maybe I'm wrong. What do you think, Dutchman?
It's just insane. Like, Luft has also picked a commander just based upon the fact that it has a spotting scope. Look at the vision. It's just casting.
Yeah. we might as well cast from Loveness' perspective for the rest of this game, because he can see everything anyway.
You can see the action coming way before we see it coming.
Yeah, it's quite remarkable, to be honest. He's been doing this since 2016 in notable series versus Jove in ESL. He used spotting scopes on Crossing in the Woods, another open map, as I've already stated. And he was showing us how it was done all the way back then with Mechanized. Here he is with aecohmatt Doctrine, another spotting scope commander. He's just absolutely demolishing Nagano.
We are losing a sector.
Not quite as easily as Nagano did the same job on him, though, it must be said.
No, Loveless plays it a little slower, and he does get that double NG, double packing setup before he decides to hard lock down the map like he's doing now. He has Lonely MG in the top.
Found out now. Yeah, not lonely for any more. T70 wailing on it. It's changing its mag. Is that right? Nobody's using the function, are they? The reload yet. Players haven't. Have they all had a gentleman's agreement not to use that feature, Dutchman?
I don't think we actually see people use it. I mean, I use it from time to time, but I think it's new, right? We still need to learn to use it.
Yeah, it's upkeep as well. It's like just a micro drain. There's probably better things to be thinking of any one time.
Ready for panzer busting.
Where this pack once again connects 2 shots. Fat 2 has been reached. And Nagano needs to find a way to get under this triple cap.
He really does. 2-2-2. I'm not talking about Loveness satellite. I'm talking about Nagano's victory point count. Rifle nade. Dushka gets out with barely any damage. Conscripts march in against the Grenadiers. Let's take Fog of War back off now as we reveal everything. We've got the double Ziskuns waiting for anything to poke its head around the corner. Triple cap has been saved. Nagano caps the north. Panzer IV comes to investigate. Does not like what it sees. And he's waiting for the Ziskuns to cap. So Nagano is baiting with a conscript there. Proper Russian style.
It's It's losing a lot of manpower. Look at this Komsk is all down to 3-2 models.
And that means Loveness map control is coming. It's just around the corner, so all of his hard-earned gains, Dutchman, they're going to come at a cost.
Loveness noticed how well the Rocketwerfer, the Panzerwerfer was doing against him in the last game. He's thinking about trying it out himself.
Let's see how what this one does. We saw it in the game one. It hit every shot. Double Zist lines up against the Panzer IV. One more shot required. Can they get it? No. People asking me if it's COVID-19. It's just the common cold, General Patrick. Unfortunately, we still have the cold. Even with all this isolation, we have the ailments of man upon us. Good old rhinovirus. I'm old school, me. I don't mess around with COVID. I just keep doing the old stuff. I'm gonna have bubonic plague next time. Good shots from the pack. Lines up against the T-70, but misses the follow-up through the fog of war.
Ooh,
First berth. Nice one on the Dushka. How about that Zist gun? Good first volley there. A lot of manpower attrition. 4 kills in total. A lot of health damage too. Not quite game one.
Manpower is one thing that Nagano doesn't have.
No. A lot of fuel, but not much manpower. Does he have tier 4 up even? He does have tier 4, but like I say, he's locked. Just pokes his head around the corner. Conscripts change direction straight into the 1,200 rounds per minute of the MG42. And they're between a rock and a hard place here. However, the Zis comes to the rescue of many a Soviet player, in this case Nagano. Not before the Panzer IV gets a big shot in on the conscripts there. Zis comes to save the day there. Very low health this gun there, by the way. Got to keep an eye on that.
Both systems are not looking peaky anymore.
T-70 on minesweeping duty. We've got incendiary rounds from Loveness, but he gets around the corner. Pax comes to change the direction. Big shot there. Might have to go Stuka side to get out of here. Another shot comes from the pack. Oh, how is that still alive? Can the MG finish the job? Rear armour showing. Can't quite get there. We do have Panzer IV on duty. T-70 is going to go for that Stuka wreckage. Go down through the snow. Panzer IV might meet him.
Oh, it's hunting
the Panzer barrage. Again on the Dushka. Does the T-70 die? Panzer's tracking him. Will he go in for him, Dutchman?
Loveness knowing he won't.
No, he's he knows when to pull the trigger, and this isn't that time. Oh, Gren's just about survived that one.
And we are 70 fuel away from an elephant heavy tank destroyer.
No, that would be cool. I have seen him do it, you know. I've seen him use an elephant in elite level competitive, so it isn't crazy to say. That would get a big announcement, wouldn't it? I'm going to get my elephant facts up. Elephant tank destroyer. Wikipedia. Number built 91. Manufacturer. Nebel Underwerk. Okay. Here we go. Loving it. Okay.
I doubt there's enough time to get one out even. It's triple cab established. There's either S-mines or MGs watching over the VPs.
We need some big actions from the T-34. Pack hits the same tank in the face.
Into a pack and then the Faust.
Oh dear. This could be game. This could be game. T70's getting some pot shots in on the MG in the north. He's actually going for the Panzerwerfer. But it's taken out by a Talamine there. It was resting on a Talamine. Must have been ever so close to it. And the T-34 goes down in the south at the same time. In unison, Nagano forced to drop from the game. And in honour of my lungs, we'll roll out with the coronavirus theme. Isolation has you feeling blue. There's only one thing left to do. The patch is out, let's play code. That's right. Anyway, it won't loop next time. It was on a loop. But there we go, guys. There was game 2, I guess. Might as well just start a best of 3 now, Dutchman. Let's just pretend that game 1 and 2 didn't exist, I suppose. And we'll just roll in with game 3. We'll game
Fair
one
enough.
of the... As somebody says, in the case of score 2-2, is the coin flip? No, it's RTS campaign. It's all based on victory points. So if you won your game with more victory points, you get to choose who chooses faction, etc. So yeah, we've got it all competitively worked out. Don't you worry, my friend. That's Dutchman's face covered. What else have we got over here?
Wow. Painful. Thank you, General Patrick. Appreciate it. Not a doctor yet, Mr. Stormpada, otherwise I would sit here in my white doctor's coat.
I have to have you and Armstrong form a Doctors 2 versus 2 team when you qualify.
Wait, Armstrong and a doctor as well. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's qualified now, yeah.
Nice. I still need about
practice.
a year before I'm finished.
I'm going to have my my chartered accountant certificates up behind me. They took me a while. Got the frames for them. I was thinking having like GCS and then no. I don't want to do it on my casting screen. I might have them up there in front of me, I'm thinking. It's a bit weird if it's on my gaming overlay.
Where am I from? I'm from the south, Mr. Flatzer. Yeah, he means whether I'm close to him or not. So the next map is going to be, I think, the map made by Wiki Rifle, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah. It's going to be a bit of Mill Road, a bit more fast and fierce action. May prompt these players to up the ante slightly. And yeah, we're going to be back, guys, after a 5-minute break. And don't go anywhere. I'm sure you won't, for game 3 of Nagano Love Nest. Cheers. Hello there, and welcome to the two-time world champion, Love Nest. As the Soviets, his best faction, even though he's really good as Wehrmacht as well, of course. The map is Mill Road. We've got a Nagano from the north there, one each. Dutchman, what does Mill Road mean for this series now?
It means a little bit more action on this map. I'm expecting. There's a lot higher chance of ebb and flow of battle. The cutoff is easily reached, so I think we're going to see some more deep plays. While Bayou Ambush, as the Master League version is called, is a little bit more stationary. So I'm expecting a little bit more fighting on this map.
Fighting's always good in a game orientated around fighting. I think that's a good thing to want and expect to see. And let's hope that this becomes less like watching a cricket match and more like watching a barroom brawl. That's what we want to see. We want to see madness, mayhem, and all things destruction. Let's have a little look in this silo and see what we can see. Well, let's pretend we're a little man climbing the silo. And just have a look out from yonder. Ah, there's some grenadiers. Fantastic. This is what top level casting looks like, ladies and gentlemen. This is top 20 in the world player, Angry Dutchman. And a guy that's been casting for a very long time. 10
My rank is getting lower per cast. Do you hear that, chat?
Well, you're not playing. You're losing practice ranks. Easily top 95 in the world. The Angry Dutchman. He jumps into garrison. Love Nest surveys the scenario. Sees the pioneers building. The Gren's shooting him in the side of the head. Lovely stuff.
I always enjoy fighting around this house. It gives opportunities to both players.
Without being overly powerful as well, it's just
Yeah,
nice.
exactly.
You know, it's a trade-off for combat ability and sight lines. It's what a garrison should be, quite frankly. Pioneers, push away. He thought that was a flamethrower combat engineer, even though it isn't. That's just the psychological warfare at hand there.
Should have looked at his own munitions. There's no 60 munitions yet.
Oh, good point, good point. Anyway, Pioneer runs away regardless of whether mind games are in operation or not. MG42 sets up now. Having capped the victory point, fuel in Nagano hands. Love Nest mirrors him. The only difference being he has the central victory point for now. Third Grens are out. Fourth conscripts, of course. So same as games 1 and 2 thus far. Nothing too different.
Again, I forgot to capture one of the standard points in the south, which in total is going to mean that Loveness has 9 more fuel income and 15 munitions income.
Ooh, nice flank coming in. Now he's got the flamethrower, of course. Grens will retreat hastily. Nagano's lingering for a little bit too long there. Is he microing elsewhere? He could well be. Yes, he was. He was worried about this conscript. And the Grens were very low on their path to base.
Very strong push here from Loveness. It's gonna take the cutoff as well.
MG's forced to face north against the cut-off threat. But there's another conscript squad that could add to the mix. 2 Grenadiers have to defend here before the others can join them from the base sector, meaning that Nagano has lost all of his resources. What an excellent push by Love Nest. MG low. Can't be recruited, of course, by either of these 3-man Grenadiers. Can he focus him down? Flamethrower engage. All 4 Mosin Nagants fire. Can't get the job done, though.
And then that low health Grenadier that's retreating now. Already got up to 5 kills.
Love Nest has done the damage. He's got his own healing to worry about. He goes back to base. But what an excellent push. Let's show the KD and show that Love Nest, with conscripts, of course, costing a lot less, is 12-11 up.
Very painful. And just look at the fuel as well. Tells it all.
Indeed, it does. 126 to 17 with liked mechanized constructed. Yes, battle phase 1 upgraded. Yes, but that's not as much as the difference there. Very well played by the German.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
I mean, I will bring it up again for those joining the stream. In head-to-heads and tournaments, Love Nest is 8-2 up in the last 6 years versus Nagano. And the way I characterize him, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Love Nest is basically a better version of how Nagano plays. I'm just going to say he's a better version of Nagano because that sounds a bit derisory. But they play similar, but Love Nest is sharper. He seems to react a little bit more quickly in vital moments. And these all add up. And that's just how I characterize them. You can disagree with me. I'm not, obviously, you know, it's just my opinion.
Loveness is one of the players I've never beaten in a 1v1. Actually interesting.
Yeah, a lot of people say they have, you know. There's a lot of people that say that they've caught him on an off day. And auto match Love Nest, of course, he doesn't try as hard. But maybe he just doesn't like you, Dutchman. Maybe he plays full-on tournament meta versus you.
Maybe he does.
Or maybe he sees you as his heir apparent and he gives you the full version of himself. He sees you as a threat. A positive spin on it.
I have not played a lot of games versus him in the first place. He doesn't play a lot of auto match.
Not anymore, no. I think Master League has kind of ruined auto match in some ways. A lot of these top players aren't there anymore.
Yeah, especially with the Master League points, a lot of good practice partners don't even need to play auto match anymore. So they have their Master League points, of course. A very ingenious system thought of by AE to get them into the tournaments.
It's bloody good as well, isn't it, that system? I'm quite proud of it. Top 6 Master League players in this tournament are the final 6 players in the tournament, so you know, the first 3 days we didn't really need to do them, to be honest. Might as well just started with the top 6 to sign up. It's all perfunctory. It's just a big procession.
I just look. God already lost 150 VPs. 7 minutes, 70 is here. It's gonna be painful.
Certainly is. First actions versus this G43 Grenadier. Lightning War Chosen versus Armoured. Delicate dance against one another now. Nagano's desperately needing the pack out, but this 2-2 could do some real good damage against the conscript.
Two models, not too shabby, not too shabby.
Conscript's got their sandbags, they'll be able to cap up. Love Nest is really doing well on the victory point count. Already gotten Nagano down to 3-5-5. Goes in for, yes, an 18-8. He does have the tech and then slides against it. Packs out. Love Nest about to get a triple cap, perhaps.
It won't be the first triple cap.
Just a 2.5 cap.
But Nagano has managed to stabilize a bit, has his army up and running now, has the healing down, some weapon upgrades. This should be his time to start pushing back a bit.
Gren's low health Gren's here. Nagano, this is the sharpness I was talking about. Look at the low health he gets away with there.
I mean, that's clenched but low health.
It is. Oh, just heard a rifle nade. Well dodged by Love Nest. Hit the roof of the house anyway, to be honest. Always tricky if you can get them through. Tightrope was did a video on it. Didn't make complete sense to even him, I think.
Well, some houses that they go over and some houses they don't. Loving is one thing coming with that GG Mortar. One of the few players who actively builds it.
Got good use out of it before. I mean, obviously you could say the map wasn't overly beneficial to him, but yeah, we've got some decent use out of the mortar. MG pushes up, sees the conscript, backs away. They've been facing each other behind the fog of war for a while.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
It's such a different game without spotting scopes, isn't it? Like, you expect them to be firing at each other at all times, but they can't see each other now. Well, at least Loveness can't see as well.
Not yet. Once that frequency starts kicking in for the 2-2, it's of course Vet 2 to get extra sighting. And for the T70 it is? Oh, that one? Let's see. No idea.
Fourth Gren out for Nagano. Heavily looking to do power creep with his Grens. G43s will be interesting though. North side, conscripts behind light cover there. 2-2 finding an angle on them. T70 pack's gonna light it up though. It's gonna reverse into its arc of fire. Won't eat another shot. Will be out of range. 2-2 could gun down the conscripts, however. Do we have a rifle aid on retreat? Maybe. No, we don't. Just gonna use Car 98Ks to get the job done, or not in this case.
The enemy is gaining a foothold. We are down to 300 points.
300 points! That's what the announcer screams.
Our opponents are
That's how
seizing
many
the
Nagano has left.
Does indeed. Destroys the sandbags. Loveness conscripts taking a pounding there. He's just spotting for the mortar, it seems. It's rather brutal. It's a good map for the mortar. That central hedgerow there is just so meaty to put it behind.
Yeah, it's going to be a deep push if you want to get there and do some damage against that mortar.
I think Loveness is excellent on Mill Road. A lot of practice on it in the past few years.
Relief infantry trained and ready to go.
Goes to show you the importance of maps. Dutchman, we've got a map making project on the go. I set up a competition a couple of months ago, and we're going to have a tournament on it next month. All new maps. None of the ones from this tournament will be utilised. Pretty exciting.
The mortar's doing damage on that engineer. Takes out 6% health. At the second shot just deletes the engineer.
Oh, did it? Fair enough.
Good casting, AE. Good casting.
Ah, engineers die, mate. It happens. One pie. Oh, there they are. Yeah, they were on screen, by the way, but my brain didn't register it. That happens too sometimes. Pioneers die, mate. Just get over it.
They're supposed to, right?
Not supposed to, no, that is true. They're not supposed to. Gren's pushed away by the mortar. Zis gets a good shot in. Well, no, it's not a good shot at all. It just misses. Sandbag deletion service offered by the pack. Misses on this follow-up. Molotov forces away the Grens. Conscripts reign supreme. Loveness keeps his stranglehold on this game intact. 494 victory points to 235.
Nagano did manage to take up to battle phase 2.
Manufacturing capability has
About
been increased.
2 and a bit minutes away from the P4.
With 4 Grens in base. Got new Pioneer squad emerging soon. Nagano's got to at least keep hold of this victory point in the south. He's got his MG doing that right now, or a second built MG rather. Loveness is going to go for a flank though, perhaps. Yes, he is. Going to go to be the troll under the bridge. The legendary bridge. Let's get a good
And
angle
these
on that.
flanks, they're like set up a minute before like the trap gets sprung. Really nice to see. Thinking ahead.
There's the MG, and it's been thoroughly flanked by the conscripts. A bit of action there. In the north, combat engineers are joined by the conscripts. G43s will make short work of them though. What happened with the MG? Ah, it's been joined by 2 Grens of his very own. Grenades in the north. Gren's not having a fun time of it there, leaving the centre exposed, but we have nothing happen in the centre. T70 wins in the north, G43's in the south. We're all waiting for the arrival of the inevitable Panzer IV.
Panzer IV is going to have to go up against the P-34-85. There's already enough fuel in the bank for one. Just needs a bit more manpower.
Back against T70 there. G43 is back away as the conscripts sit behind heavy cover. Still, the VP drain is enacted upon the Russian one.
And it all comes down to that first engagement, basically.
That was a good one from Loveness. He's not let up since that moment, has he?
Hasn't made a single mistake himself, keeps up the pressure in the meantime.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Tripwire flare that was. I thought it might be the mortar flare, but no, Loveness is planting tripwire flares that far into Nagano's territory side. Gren's cap under duress, they can't even neutralise there. Just the damage exerted by the T-70, the god dog of the central victory point. Woof, woof, woof. Get away.
Look at those support weapons from Nagano, but also low health due to the constant pressure of that mortar. There.
MG being forced away by the conscripts. Very savvy play by the German. Playing against the Russians, of course. And he's now capping standard territory points, putting more tripwire flares down. Constantly being a drain on Nagano here. 191 victory points now remaining. And he's got enough fuel for the Panzer IV. But he's just waiting for the manpower, and he's 350.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Very savvy player, to be honest. Very efficient use of all of his resources. Not a wasted gram. Manpower, fuel, munitions, time.
Munition can basically never gets above like 50. There's always a mine or a tripwire flare going down, and that's like one of the spot where Loveness excels above all other players.
Yes, always has done. It was such a marvel to watch him emerge in 2015-16 as this player that was using all of these booby traps. It made so much sense though. We always said that, like, why don't Co2 players use enough mines where there's all the mining? And then Loveness was suddenly, he was never even a Co1 player. He never like played in the old game. He just learnt it himself, you know. Thought like, this is efficient. I'm going to do a crap ton of this. He was the first player to really. And nobody's matched him since. That's the thing I don't get. It's just a little shift command. Cap, mine, stop. T-34-85, stopping the Pioneers. Second to die, perhaps goes stationary, but misses the follow-up. Such little health remaining there.
Ooh, the entire fate of Nagano is resting on this teeny tiny Panzer IV. Let's see if it can do anything.
Wearing its eeny weeny teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini, the Panzer IV is holding up the entire hopes of Nagano's army right now. G43 Grens go to cap again. Is this going to be more manpower driven? Yes, here comes the guard dog. Indeed, recon mode. I'm sure he'll stop being. There he goes. And the mortar's helping out as well. Panzer IV is going to make the difference here. Oh, he neutralised this time. Wow. 60 manpower to neutralise.
Oh, and now the Pagan is in trouble.
Yep. God, these muscle gun rifles are doing a lot of work there. T-34-85 in the north doing work against the Grenadiers as well.
Sturmovik close air support is available. Another IS-2 heavy tank is ready for deployment.
Ooh, T-34 rolling up. Will it get a big shot off? skirmishes. Conscript might get blown up in their own mine here.
Is that north or south, is it? Or was that mid?
That was mid.
Oh, okay, I was watching it. Good stuff. Just couldn't see the mine. I actually didn't see mines. I must be blind. I don't know if your reshade shows mines better than mine. Mine.
Might be. I'm using the standard one.
Fair enough. Who rolls past the MG? Does he get past it? Nope. Runs straight into the salvo. And crawls on their bellies.
I'll go down, nothing else. Hello. Oh, no. Paying attention.
Only has 5 kills. I'm quite surprised by that, to be honest. Expected more. Temporarily, the victory point drain has stopped for Nagano. 134 remaining versus 494. Let's have a quick check on the stats at the moment. We're going to have a look at all the graphs, see the army value, points held, see show how dominant Love Nest has been. And yeah.
Losing territory.
Ed Atiots with the funny comments in chat. Grandpa, tell us the story again about OKW. Well, Timmy, in 2015 there was a faction, etc. We know where that joke was going. We didn't need the impression necessarily.
We're gonna down the south, maybe to the flames, and it does go up in flames, quite literally.
Oh, beautiful. Now the mortar's being harassed. There's a mine here. The Grenadiers cannot pursue northward. They have to retreat southward. There we go. Gren's under a little bit of duress. Could have been vaporized by the Panzer IV there.
Well, it's time for Nagano to get a little moral victory. He's about to capture the center VP and drop Bloodness below the 494 VP mark.
Wow, I feel like when Ralph Wiggum in The Simpsons says, "Go banana," it's like, "Go Nagano." He's capping the victory point. Oh, we just had another kill. That was the Panzer IV.
Killed the mine.
Killed a mine. Oh. Lack of hype.
I always hate it when Rocket.TLT kills mines and they say target down. I'm like, oh, I killed something, and it's like, it's probably just a mine. Bastards.
Another Panzer IV on its way. Oh no! Yeah, for a second my eyes deceived me. It's anything but a Panzer IV. But no, it's definitely another Panzer IV. Of course it is! The players won't think outside the box unless you force them to. We need more zany tournament formats, Angry Dutchman. Faust comes in from afar. No, puts it back in his pocket, it seems.
Oh, he killed the T-3485, is snared, so that's off the field for a while. Yeah. To my knowledge, this is the IS-2 commander, am I right?
It is indeed, yes. If you hover over it, you can see the full array of actual abilities.
Ah, yeah, of course, yeah. IS-2. There's enough fuel in the bank for an IS-2.
He's used them before, and he's been dominating, so he did just reinforce a bunch of units, though. Or was that build the Zis? The Zis is on the field, yeah. Needs some manpower next.
I don't know, he's getting some map control back. I'm liking it. And I would love for him to get a second AT gun out. Maybe he can hear this through telekinesis.
Is it telekinesis? Or is it telepathy? I think it's telepathy when you tell somebody something. Isn't telekinesis when you move something? Yeah, that'll be moving something. Sorry to pull you up on this, Dutchman, but you're really not casting very professionally here. You're getting your tallies all mixed up, mate. It's not what's going on? Flyerton was one step ahead. He said it in chat. There you go. You lost your biggest sub now.
Bastard.
T-70's just chilling out. Sees the Panzer IV coming. Doesn't like the look of it. Cons are bunched up. They're about to die now. Oh no, they moved.
T-2 is still alive. It has 14 kills actually. More than the T-70. I think it's secretly doing damage from the backline, so I haven't seen it up on the front or what. Definitely pulling its weight.
Love Nest has had a good period of preservation now, meaning he's probably going to get to that 640 manpower he desperately needs.
I'm really looking forward to that beastman on the field. Oh, and in the north, the P4 snipes are conscript.
Oh, we missed it. There we go. We were waiting for that all game, and then it happened slightly off cam. Zis is ready to punish the Panzer IV for its problems. It's a Gren. Fortunate to survive in the centre. T-70 backs away from the Panzer IV there. And the T-34A2 does get vengeance on the Panzer IV in the north, in combination with the Zis. Takes the Panzer out. Well played by Loveness. Not a bad trade all in all. And Nagano's angry. Don't forget he's got the Stukas available now as well, so he's pushing in the south. He doesn't care, and here they come. Goering's finest from the skies above. Taking out the T-70, surely. Panzer IV needs to finish the job. Can he get it? There they go, the planes get it.
Let's get it. I need to get out of there, but there's a mine. But we'll drive past it.
Oh, he has indeed detonated the mine. Where's the Zis gun at? Can Loveness reposition the Zis in the nick of time? We've got the combat engineers putting pressure on the MG42. Panzer IV continues to reverse. Zis wheels around, looking for the shot. Will he get it? Surely he will. There it is. One more to kill. One more to possibly put himself in an insurmountable winning position. There it is.
No bouncy bounce this time. Snipes it from afar.
All that for a T-70. We check out on the graphs there, Dutchman. I'm going to be showing an army value dive for Nagano. It's going to come through on the teleprinter sometime in the next few seconds. There it is, dives. And if we wait for another couple of seconds, it should dive even further. Ah, you just have to... There it is. You have to wait. You have to trust me. Just look at the build up there. Oh, we just had a big boost. And what is the boost? It is, of course, Starlinium Incarnate. The huge 122mm destroyer is on the field, going to crush bushes, foliage, and your dreams.
Surely, as if Nagano sees this thing coming, he must be like, oh no.
Supply lines have been cut.
Ooh, T-34 in the center might take out the MG.
Good shout out, Dutchman. Nice, nice. And Nagano drops from the game. Doesn't want any of this IS-2. Love Nest is 2-1 up in this series. Just saying that was a bit better this game. Just a little bit. Just enough.
To keep us going for another one. We need more distraction.
We do. And that was getting in the right direction. Still a bit one-sided. We've had 3 one-sided wins in a row now. 2 for Ver. Now 1 for Allies. And they're about to start their 4th game, this will be. Another one, Norman. DLL says, who will win game 4? Let's get a poll going. That's a good idea to whoever's done that. Let's get some shout-outs out. Obviously, we're going to shout out the Angry Dutchman for casting with us today. And he'll be doing his own stream next Saturday. What game are you bringing us next Saturday, Dutchman?
I haven't looked at the brackets yet.
I'll tell you then. I've got it here. I've got a list. You are... Oh, no. You've got a choice. You've got a choice between... the following 2 series. You can either have Dev M. Kimbo or Ashablar versus the loser of Nagano Love Nest.
I'm making the choice hard, but that's actually a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, you make it.
Dev M versus Kimbo.
I know. Why were you doing a poo there? I don't get it. It was such an obvious decision. Dev M. Kimbo all day long. That's the one I'm envious of not casting. I'm going to be casting Isilda versus the winner of this series. So you get your lucky bugger, you get Dev M. Kimbo. and then that leaves Grey Shot with Asher Blow. See, you know, you cast with A, you get perks. It's a rigged system. It's all about corruption, to be honest. What was I going to say next? Oh yeah, some shout outs for the referees, of course. Doing a great job out there. We've got Olvedi. I don't think he's been needed. Oh, he was needed earlier on, yeah. But yeah, we've got Olvedi, we've got loads of other good referees as well, of course. Ipkai Fung's in chat. Stern Panther's been hauling ass, as per usual. Still valued by the community, at least. And yeah, got loads of good referees. Fantastic donators as well. Big thanks to Romeo for joining the fold. We're going to try and get Romeo in on some casting next week. Maybe see if Grey Shot will cast with him or something. I don't know. Romeo's a major benefactor now, so big thanks to him. Other shout-outs are the Tightrope for doing the intro video. We've got Invader Slaughter for doing the music. A for doing the finances and the Photoshop. Well done, A. Good job, good job.
Who is doing all the modding?
Modding in Twitch chat. Is that a thing? Do people get thanked for that? The first mod.
I was talking about the tournament mod. And
oh, the modding shit. Yeah, I was gonna say first mod to say they're doing a job. I will demod them. No, I'm joking. What was I gonna say? The modding. Yes, indeed. Sorry. We've got originally Wolf did the tournament mode, but he's been on hiatus since we've had to try and merge tournament mode with the balance changes. So we've had a bit of Mirage Flaw subbing in for him. Big thanks to XGGX for existing. That's good. There's other people to thank. I'm probably missing people. It's always a good opportunity to just thank people now and again. Make sure they feel valued. And the players, don't forget the players. The map makers! Map makers.
Map makers.
I suppose we should thank Relic, but not until they fix 64-bit.
64-bit.
They'll be back soon, I'm sure. Oh, we've got GB Pirate, just a load of writing. He does all the articles. Who else we got? And I think Jibber Jabber Jobber does the stats, doesn't he?
Stats.
Fair enough. We've covered everybody involved in the Master League there.
And, I think the only one we forgot is, of course, you, AE. We need to thank you for setting up this beautiful thing called the Master League.
Oh.
And for the ladies and gentlemen in the chat that want to support it, go to patreon.com/masterleague and get yourself a subscription.
Yeah, it's worth it. Every penny goes in. I'm currently having to do a bloody tax return to show that's the case, because I don't want to pay any tax on this bloody thing. But yeah. Jibber says people of the balance team for the preview patch. I haven't looked at it yet. I'm going to be honest. Is it any good, Dutchman? The preview revamp.
I've played one game on it so far, and I've read through the first patch completely. And there's some stuff that I think, oh, this is a very good change. I really like this. And then there's some stuff that they're changing, and I'm like, who on earth asked for this? Why?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot.
We're gonna
of
see. We're gonna see.
Oh, thanks to K-Pen for modding maps with me. I think we did a good job of the Feynman rework. What do you think of the Feynman rework?
Yeah, I like it so far. It changed the pace a bit. I really like the changes around the center house. I think that's pretty good.
I think we need to do some consultancy with players that have actually played on it.
Hey, I've played a couple games on it.
No, not you. You're involved. I mean, some players give like loads of feedback with never playing on it. I didn't mean you. Gosh, I wasn't talking about you as a player. That was a bit rude. It sounded rude, at least. Isilda wants an Ostrupen buff. Isilda representing the contingent of players that would play on Crossroads Ostrupen versus Mechanized 24/7 for money. Represent.
Honestly, I can't watch it anymore.
Well played, Isilda, for yesterday. You crushed Kimbo's spirit eventually, but it was a very, very spirited attack. Well played by him. Gonna get you in a lobby now, Dutchman.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the invite. See that.
Dutchman, are you angry? You seem rather chill recently. Maybe you need to be the chill Dutchman. What's happening?
Well, I started playing Let's Go 2. That's honestly, I decided not to join the tournament, but to sit back, relax, cast some games, and enjoy the tournament that way. And it's working. Yeah. But for a couple of people in the chat that saw me play a game versus Paoliang yesterday, they know deep down that nothing has changed. and I'll still get
Baoliang has a
angry.
knack for psychological terror. He really does. It was RNG that got you, but I don't know. Baoliang himself, he's very good at getting under people's skin sometimes. So
1 HP T34 bounces a P4 shot.
Oh, brutal.
A sniper that is
That shouldn't be
it
possible,
was
because I
3
thought-
meters away from my Jaeger Light in cloaked. I played it perfectly. I uncloaked him, click on the sniper, and the sniper casually retreats back to base. So with like 20% HP, like,
Lol.
this is not supposed to happen to me. But anyway, yeah, we got stuff to do.
30 seconds till we're live, lads. Isildur, by the way, I did some allusions to you actually having really good analysis of the games. That's what drives your success. And I never was specific, Isildur, but based on the conversations we had at the start of the year. But I wouldn't obviously dox you and say what those analysis were or what you'd been doing differently. But I've had 3 players now ask me for specifically what it was what you've told me. So people are suspicious, Isildur. We have now built up a mystique of like superior analysis. So I think that might have worked to your advantage. I think people are suspicious. What is he doing? What is different?
I mean, we have also had Devin come in with a great analysis series on YouTube.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, I really enjoyed the USF one and the Wehrmacht one especially. The one he did of my play was good, but mostly for me. I'm not sure other people got much out of that as I did. But chaps, no, Dutchman actually. Which of the many intros you've seen over the last 5 years in tournaments would you like to lead in to Game 4 with?
I enjoyed the Corona Cup one.
Okay, we'll play that again, but I kind of fluffed it the first time, so this is a good chance to redeem myself. Here we go.
Where the fight will be. Half the time we see twice intensity. It's chaos. Creep. It's chaos. Creep.
Isolation has you feeling blue. There's only one thing left to do. The patch is out, let's play Code 2. It's the Corona Cup. Here we are, Nagano's combat engineers of his mighty Soviet faction. This guy's on his last chance to keep both lives remaining. And he's up against a fearsome force in the northeast, isn't he, Dutchman?
He is. Oh wait, I'm supposed to introduce this guy as well. Damn it.
You can be.
It's of course Loveness, none other than Loveness, 2-time winner of World Championship. He's playing as the Austrian, probably as one of the best MG micro in the game, if not of the best.
Bandoliers and the huge 1200 RPM machine. It is a machine. It is a machine gun, but it's so kind of futuristic looking. They actually used them in the film Aliens. You've seen Aliens, haven't you, Dutchman? Best action film of all time?
I probably did. No, it's not the best action film.
Yes, it is. It actually is. There's no
The
debate.
Dark Knight is the best action film.
You haven't seen Aliens, though? 1985 seminal action film. It's incredible. Anyways, they used MG42s. They spray painted them up. They put them on harnesses, like on a mechanism, so you could use them and walk around with just an MG42. If they'd done that in World War II, I'm pretty sure we'd all be speaking German right now. So I'm just going to say. Combat engineers back away. MG42. Ah! They're playing with him. Nagano's getting his confidence back now.
Back and
Keeping
forth.
him busy.
Love it.
What else
Just
we
look
got
at it.
going
The engineer and both the MG are kept busy by this pesky little.
on? They got a shot away. Good on them. Go on, Nagano. We all want to see this go to an ace game decider. We know that Love Nest has been looking dominant, especially in Game 3 and Game 1, and we don't want to just say that Bayo ambush was the reason we got to this stage of the series. But we could say that. Let's hope that this is a very equal series, despite Love Nest leading Nagano 8-2 historically in Series 1 in tournaments. Let's see what's going to happen today. Nagano has dominated the focus of this MG42 with the combat engineer, and Love Nest knows what he's falling for here. He's going to use his MG somewhere more beneficial.
Forces are attempting to capture our territory.
These engineers are not stopping. They're just back and fighting once again.
Ah, the MG's got vengeance, so he's gone all the way around the bushes. Love Nest with a flank there. Well played. An MG flank. And not in the usual way we use that phrase. It's a flanking MG.
Like it. And now there's a whole bunch of troops attacking that center garrison here. MG, Grenadiers. There's not a lot of windows to shoot in this direction. So those
There's
conscripts are gonna feel it.
Comrades,
All those men are idle. Just one guy doing the entire work of a squad there. Changing who he's shooting at constantly. You have a bullet. You have a bullet.
our headquarters
More of the pesky engineers from the north though, and the MG is getting forced away.
infantry.
Good engagements here for Nagano.
Flamethrower on one of the two squads now, pushing in from the southeast.
Flamethrower going to be used in the south to deal with that garrison. Buffen is immediately being forced away. And map control is slowly turning in favor of Nagano here.
It's making me think, what is the deciding ace game at map? I think it's Nexus.
Nexus indeed.
Yeah, so if we're just going to see Allies OP on Mill Road and Wehrmacht OP on Bayo, because these players cancel each other out, we're going to be seeing Nexus for a 5th game, but we've not seen that yet, but we are seeing a shaky start for Love Nest. If you look at the KD, I mean, Nagano's leading with conscripts 10-9, so a shaky start indeed.
Not just leading, he's also capturing the entire map. He had double munitions for a while. He's getting fuel control now, has the cutoff already. Actually, he's going to completely capture it before retreating.
One or two little micro tricks of the trade used by Nagano to get this position, don't forget. You know, pretty much occupying the MG's time for about a minute and a half. 2-2-2 on its way for Love Nest though, so you can have a little power spike now after the flamethrower power spike of
We have a new
Nagano.
scout car. We are losing a sector. We need some reconnaissance.
Oh, a nice burst there from the flamethrower. Takes out 20% health. Oh, watch for Nicholas, this is that flamethrower.
Nice follow-up from the 2-2-2 as well. That was a good 1-2 punch there. Nagano had the conscripts at hand to merge, but they were very unmergeable when they were in several hundred pieces of charred flesh on the ground.
That's a painful loss. A couple mines in the south.
There's a mine detonates there. Gren's down to one man. But Love Nest will re-emerge now from his temporary early game hibernation.
It looks like going straight for the P70. Already has enough fuel for it.
are neutralizing a sector.
3 conscripts, 1 combat engineer. That's. I mean, it's just crazy. He's going for a T70. You're completely right, of course, but it just feels so strange that. Looking at his army, it feels like, what's going on? How's he got enough fuel for this? But it's all that combat engineer usage of keeping the MG focus. He was somehow able to dominate Love Nest time, get enough fuel, and get the cut off. And now he's on a T70. It's you wouldn't have thought it looking at the unit cards, at least.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Definitely not. And he has locked in guard mode coordination tactics. You can get those guard rifles out to replace that lost engineer.
Forces capturing supply sector.
There she blows. T-70 rocking onto the field, but going into a northern direction, it looks like. So Grenadiers have already been pushed back, probably going to change its focus to the centre. I have to say, Dutchman, this has been one of the most relaxing casts I've ever done. I feel like I'm doing an ASMR podcast. I really hope a lot of guys are enjoying this, just like some chill out Sunday afternoon vibes. Not exactly the Isildur Kimbo series of yesterday, but it's a nice opportunity to just gather and enjoy this fantastic computer game.
I'm just like, I often catch myself just watching engineers build sandbags or a mine or something. But there's so little going on at times.
Give me one of your big Dutch joints and we'll just sit there and schmuck in a pancake. Just enjoy yourselves.
And indeed, you see some guards. They're gonna get there to DP light machine guns.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Conscripts.
Nice shots from the
And what does that do? Yeah, forces away a Gren squad down to 2 models. Guards weren't needed, but they'll cap regardless in the centre. Nagano's capping there. Love Nest has been battling against Grenadiers, even though they've got a cover advantage for a while here from the crater. 222 trying to help out. Second combat engineer out for Nagano. Love Nest goes for a pack 40, which emerges now.
Second MG underway while Nagano rebuilt the engineer. And he doesn't believe in the fact that Love Nest might have built a tower. No sweepers around for Nagano.
The machine and gewehr team is awaiting orders.
Wonder what commander we'll see from Love Nest. Spearhead, of course, optional. Jaeger armor, he could use that again. Or even encirclement, but that would be crazy, wouldn't it?
He closes the pocket, I'll subscribe to him.
Even though he doesn't stream anymore.
He'll probably still get some money. Oh, but Love Nest was being pushed in the corner here.
Yes. It's like we're going to an ace game. 2 Axis wins in a row, 2 Allied wins in a row at this rate, but never count Love Nests out, especially on his fabled Ostheer.
Ooh, flame engineer. Start quickly low, but not low enough to die.
Not low enough to die, indeed. That sounds like a bad James Bond film. I hear you're depressed, Mr. Bond.
Not depressed enough to die.
Indeed. Guards in the centre, combat engineers coming north. There's the conscripts chilling out behind sandbags. We've got a triple cap from Nagano, putting the pressure down on
Love Nest.
Oh, you excited me there. I thought I was missing something off camera.
Come on. He's building tier 4. That's a shame. I wanted to see the 120mm. Just a good old. Oh, you got something? Got a big old one.
There's Love Nest rifle nading something that isn't there anymore, while destroying the water supply of his own forces at least. In the south, conscripts are being bullied, so the T-70 comes to protect them. That is a TM-35 mine, don't worry guys. Molotov in on the Pioneers.
Ooh, and classic RNG fast guards rifle dropped that DP-28 in the center.
No.
The enemy has
Pinata's giving Love Nest a little boost there on one of his grenadiers perhaps.
It's left to pick it up yet.
the sector is at risk.
Well, we want to see a grenadier with an LMG and a DP. It's gonna be great. He's going for it. He's going for the candy.
Oh, there you go. There's your squad, your Terminators. Looking for their next target. Let's have a look at that lineup of armaments. Two kinds of LMG on the same squad. Keep an eye on those guys. Want to see how many kills they got. They got 9 now before they pick up the second LMG. Let's see if they become like Obersoldaten light. T-70 just one-shots them.
Yeah, it's...
I know that's not possible in the game files.
Watch out for the caster curse.
Ren's low. Conscripts can't get enough shots in their backs though. Guards could. Maybe not. T-70 looking in as well. Maybe he'll go to pursue here. Nagano could be feeling cocky, but Love Nest is starting to come back. He's held the centre for a while. He's stemmed the bleed. Applied the tourniquet. 258 remaining.
Back and trying to connect here, but doesn't get the connection. And we've had a commander pick for Love Nest. He also went for Spearhead. Saw it, of course, in game number 2 from Nagano. Mistaken? Or game number 1.
Pack 40 backs away. Guards are now in range of the double LMG Grenadiers, who immediately pick up a kill. Of course they do. And another. And some more. And there's a nade. They dodge the nade. Oh, and T-70 gets them. Cannot afford to lose this squad. T-70 is doing so much work on them.
Oh, they get behind the house.
Pack decrewed by the guard squad. More damage done by the 222. He should get out of there now, really. I don't know what he's thinking.
70 coming back to defend the guards here.
Oh, they're down to 3 men though. Yep, cancel the pickup, of course they do. Conscripts coming in, could be going for it here. MG's trying to set up. Will he get the... Of course he won't, he's going to stop now.
He was trying to get there, eh? He wanted that packing desperately.
Try and destroy it with the T-70 now, that'll take a while.
Take a while.
About 9
Got a
shots,
constant
isn't
on the
it?
flank on the northern side.
Nice. Forces away the mortar. Now focus on the MG. Gets the Molotov in there. Importantly, allowing the T-70 to get one of its 1 million shots off on the pack.
Second MG from the south, but that's also flanked by the flamethrower.
Oh! Comanche is thinking of taking it. Sides against it, but of course he has got the Zis gun now to actually finish off the pack. So good push by Nagano there, destroying material of Love Nest.
Really good action there.
Yeah, it was lovely. Really good. That conscript coming from the north was a bit of a surprise. But not just Love Nest, but also us as casters and the viewers.
And now Nagano can start making the T-3485.
Lovely stuff. Looks like we'll be heading to an ace game.
Looks like Love Nest just cancelled his pack gun in the build, so he probably wants to get the P4 out. P4 versus T-3485 is not going to be a pleasant fight.
Faust off on the T-70. Is there any follow-up coming? It doesn't look like it. What else have we got happening in the south? Gauze versus 222. Keep that out with a good PTRS volley.
We are losing territory.
At least the boys from Berlin still have their DP-28 and the LMG-42.
Yes, they do. Since we last saw them, they've attained 6 kills and nearly died themselves, but they are certainly more lethal now. Zisgun knows it, gets out of there. Grenz vault their cover and go to the conscript's cover, allowing the MG to get some shots in. I'm judging you now, Dutchman. I can hear that you've just yawned, and I'm trying to see how audible it is to the fans.
Sorry.
That's okay. You're oxygen deprived. It's an oxygen mechanism. The hype is that real for Dutchman in this series, as it is me. He's now deprived of oxygen, and it's a tactical yawn. Fantastic stuff. Conscripts invading the 222 as the MG sets up. Getting to the house there in the north. More conscripts forced away. Combat engineers. Liquor flame. Onto the MG as the T-70 gets another good shot in there, and that's up to 15 kills itself. It's a death race between that and the double LMG Grenz.
Before rolling up, same time T-34-85 is in the center. Let's see how these vehicles will do. I mean, Nagano is pretty close to getting another vehicle as well.
He is indeed. Could be seeing another T-34-85 likely.
Oh, T-70 escapes. Oh, but the P4 taking damage from this one. 2 shots gonna back to base for repairs. And now the T-34-85 of course has nothing to contest it. No packing in the field yet.
Mortar of Love Nest. Every game he's built a mortar, hasn't he, so far, it seems? Every single one, maybe? Bar one, perhaps? I don't know, but he's certainly using a lot of them, and they've done well for him thus far. Nice shot by the T-34 against the Grenadier there. Guards can't finish the job, though.
Yeah, the T-34 has targets everywhere. Let me shoot here, let me shoot there.
Grenz coming from the northern flank. This forced away. Grenz, this is the Terminator Grenz squad versus the Guards here. Both have veterancy. Terminator Grenz, of course, so much more lethal now.
20 kills already.
Yeah, that happened so quickly. So quickly indeed. We've got 3 victory points capped now for Nagano. Love Nest slipping away. Looks like we're going to be heading to Nexus for deciding ace game.
What vehicle do you think Nagano is going to get? He has manpower and fuel for
Corolla.
everything that he can make.
Well, he's from Murmansk, Russia, so if I was to get a vehicle, it'd have to have good off-road capabilities. With his tourney winnings and his income, I think he works in the military in some capacity. I don't know what's big in Russia. Probably some kind of larder. I don't know. Why are you asking me, man? This is a bit too personal as well. I'd rather just keep to the game if we could.
Oh boy.
I don't know if I'm funny. I try to be sometimes, lads. What is Nagano going to be going for? Oh, he's already done it. In the time it took me to make that joke, he built another T-34. As Owen Wilson would say, wow.
Big surprise.
Indeed.
We have a new T-34 standing by.
At what time did the mortar get built? About 10-minute mark or something?
It's not done anything, this one.
It's a grand total of 0 kills.
Creative name, stop bringing my references into disrepute. They're very topical and incredibly relevant. Now, Reichston Fuchs, that is not a fair evaluation. We've had a lot of amazing series this tournament. It's just that these particular players are a stylistic matchup that rather negates one another. Much like the Imperial German Army versus the British and French in the First World War. Just, it's a very stalematey conundrum. But it's fun to watch still. We enjoy it. Grenz getting pushed away. Molotov from the other. How is he still alive? God, surely can focus fire him in the slither. They have to operate. No, they couldn't quite click in time or fire in time.
Ooh, they delete the mortar.
Not the GG mortar. Love Nest's army is falling apart only if the fragmentation bomb can somehow save him, Dutchman.
I mean, it definitely was a GG mortal, but I think it GG'd on the other side. 60 VPs remaining.
Dutchman, whatever else happens, I'm hype casting the crap out of Nexus game. I want some YouTube content, mate. I'm a shrewd. I'm gonna hype cast.
I'll start shouting random things.
Ah! The MG's setting up.
this
Will
card,
it
I
fire?
made it,
Will it
fire
fire
away,
here?
go!
Yes, it's got the volley off on the guards. They're suppressed. That is a vital victory point cap. That will not happen now. The Vet 3 T70 comes in. 24 kills, raining death, hell, and fury on the MG. Its life force ebbs away as it smokes up and dies in front of our eyes, Dutchman. In front of our eyes. Come on, son. No, we have got a very good series. It could happen. If Loveness makes a comeback on 60 victory points, then you would have our attention. And that's what we want to see. We want to have our attention grasped, our imagination lit up by these players. And that's what we want to see. MG set up again and taken. But the T70 is a killing machine.
We have lost an MG team.
And some people say that it got nerfed in the last patch, but if I'm looking at this one, it's not looking like it got any nerfs.
Tell you two things about that. One, it was definitely nerfed. For two, it was not nerfed at all. I'll tell you why. It made the players play more safe with them. And if you play safe with the T70, you get it to Vet 3, and it just keeps, you know, it's like a psychological buff, if that makes any sense. Anyway, we've got frag bombs coming down on the Zisgun. Will this be a psychological victory for Love Nest? Yes, it will. T70, sorry, Zisgun is down. Look at all these support weapons.
Everything is down.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear.
50 points remaining.
At least the Grenadiers are still alive. 21 kills. They haven't been able to do anything after the final attack there. Those T-34-85s are just reigning supreme at the moment.
GG, well played. Welcome to Map Balance Showdown, where the players cancel each other out and we just discover what is a slightly Axis favoured map is Axis wins. Allied favoured map is Allied wins. Over to you, Nexus.
Well, Nexus is a map where I think there is no. It's the most balanced map.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't think there is a faction favorite on there. I think we might actually see USF. I think it's a very strong map for USF for the light vehicle plays. Although that's not really their playstyle from these players, so might just see another Austria versus Soviet.
Do you know who's a really good player? It always gives me good games to cast. Expensive bloody runner. He's a madman. He always ends up in really good games and auto match. I reckon we sub him in. He can be the champion of like Love Nest or something, and then you can play as Nagano, Dutchman, and we'll just
That's way too much pressure.
Is it okay? It's too much pressure. Too much pressure.
I don't think I've ever. No, I don't know. I actually do. I think I've actually beaten an expensive runner sometime.
All right, the players didn't keep track of the VPs again.
Yeah.
So
I'm
let's
reading it.
go through my
Classic.
VOD. I've subscribed to myself so I can do that. I do it for a
You
valid
literally
reason.
cancel yourself out here. Oh boy.
It's a good idea. Anyway, you gonna write them down for me, Dutchie?
Yeah, I got you.
Good man, good man. Alright, okay, so first game was domination for Nagano IRC. Let me get my screen open here. See what I'm looking at.
It's 2-2 Gibber.
Right, if I'm not mistaken, 3-4-1. Let me just check. Sorry, I won't say unless I know. Actually, I don't want to misinform you. Yep, 3-4-1 for Nagano.
3-4-1 for Nagano. Last one was 4-2-4. So now we just need the 2 Loveness wins.
Okie dokie, coming right up. Oh, here we go. 4-5-1.
Yeah.
And then 4-0-8.
4-0-8.
Yep. So I make the 8-5-9. So see who has pick?
Loveness has pick 9-5. 8-5-9. Yeah, which is.
Oh, you're writing it. Good man, good man. You should be a referee. That's pro. I thought you were being unprofessional. I thought you were like talking to somebody. Like, not interested in the style. I was just talking to like some girl on Tinder or something.
No, I was right. I was actually.
I know, mate.
attacking you.
It's a compliment. It's good. Happy.
Yes. Compliment in the pocket. I heard it. You can steal that one. Oh, it's getting so bad. Babushka for choice. I'm okay. All right. I want to see this final match. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, let's
I
do
want
it.
to see who is going to go down on Nexus. I've seen a lot of good games on Nexus.
Yeah, it's
I had some
cracker.
good games on Nexus myself.
One of those maps that didn't start off that good, but got better over time, isn't it? You know, it got a lot of revisions and a lot of feedback. Yeah, it's just pretty
Yeah.
standard map now. It's
Yeah.
good.
At first, I absolutely hated it. But you need to get your brain around and just figure out how to play it, how the flow on a map is. And before you figure that out, every map is quite annoying.
Indeed. So lads, we've got a 5-minute wait before the game starts. Let me get Mr. Dutchman in a lobby, and then we'll have a quick 5-minute break. Be straight back with yous. I don't want to say Hafiz. I wouldn't say that. No, it's more about the verticality of it. Indeed, I mean, south side favoured. I would agree with that, but you just got to, if you can control the south. The north has more walls to it, so it's a little bit more divided from the rest of the map. I would say. I don't know if that's that seems about the right. That's about right. Yeah. Right then, let's send Dutchman an invitation to the party. The Angry Dutchman. Hey, we got it. There we go. Now we're talking. Go check out the Angry Dutchman on YouTube, by the way. He's does some great casting himself, of course, with this stuff, and he actually puts his stuff on YouTube, so it makes it much easier for you to check out. I'm sure he'll link his YouTube for you when he can. But I would urge you to go check him out. We've got an observer lobby set up. We're ready to jump in, and we'll see you guys in 5 minutes. Thank you. After 4 incredibly boring and tedious games, we are now left in the deciding ace game, asking one famous question. Do these guys have the testicular fortitude to give us the entertainment we are begging for? Nagano, Love Nest, you have failed to pull the trigger. You have failed to go for the jugular. You have played a control and constricting meta-based assault that, yes, works, yes, it's efficient, yes, it conserves your energy, but it leaves us bereft of the brutal entertainment we so wantonly desire. And now we find ourselves in a do-or-die 5th ace game decider. I'm here with Angry Dutchman, and we're calling for blood.
Waiting for your command. This territory is ours.
Aren't we, Dutchman?
Oh yes, we definitely are calling for blood. I'm so nulled out. Just watching the units capture point after point here.
But it's point after point, and it all roads lead to Rome, and in this case, Rome is going to burn to the ground. And if not, I'm going to go and siphon some fuel from my Ford Fiesta, and I'm going to douse my desk in fuel, and I'm going to burn everything.
Oh, that's what I want to see,
Metaphorically.
definitely.
Metaphorically. It's just a metaphor. I'm not actually threatening to immolate. No immolation will happen. Hopefully it will happen in the game, though. MG really far up from Love Nest. He's looking to be aggressive, control this southern area of Nexus, one of the most balanced maps in Co history. This, by the way, is a direct rematch of the grand final of the World Championships 2019. Spoiler alert, Love Nest won 3-2. This is a deciding ace game. There's no $10,000 on the line this time, though, Dutchman. This time they're fighting to keep their lives remaining in a double elimination tournament for $2,000. So Master League is putting the cash down. It's not like we're inconsequential compared to Sega these days. Community funds being put to good use, making good entertainment. Let's see if Nagano and Love Nest can provide their end of the bargain.
We've got our first engagement finally happening in the center of Nexus. The center is where we're going to see a lot of engagements.
Next,
Double Grenadiers moving forward. We got some cons hugging the cover as usual.
Certainly are. Nexus is a big X, of course, and the centre all leads to that. And that's why this map often delivers the aggression. You can't afford to stay on the sidelines and fight at a distance. You do have to get hot deep and in there. Very well constructed in that regard. Good munitions cut-off taken by Nagano. Love Nest has to respond, has to get his MG a little bit more active. Where is the machine in Kaveh? Here it is. Coming back up.
Flamethrower pop is here, and the Grenadiers are gonna burn. Burn in flames they will.
Well, one of their feet got a little bit hot, but the most hot thing right now is the barrels of their Car 98Ks as they gun the combat engineers down. Meanwhile, we've got a cut-off. Well, it's not a cut-off, it's a standard territory point taken by Love Nest with his pioneers against the conscripts there. Combat engineers back up. They go for support weapon Compania. That's new. We haven't seen... Well, okay, that's not new at all. If he goes for like a maxim from it, that would be a change of pace.
It would indeed, but for the time being, looks like the lines have been drawn. It's the south side for Love Nest and the north side of the map for Nagano.
He's annexed the Sedaten land, it would seem.
Finally, a bit of a push in the center. Rifle coming in might be huge here.
Oh, that was big. That was meaty and monstrous. One conscript forced away. Grenadiers getting good work done. Instant veterancy won. More conscripts forced away. Let's see if Love Nest can take advantage of that manpower victory.
MG42 in the south being flanked. The cons managed to get into the garrison, and the MG is forced off the field.
Ren's recapturing the munitions cut off. That's vital munitions Love Nest has lost out on now. Very Muni heavy map. It can work in Wehrmacht's favour, but only if you have the bloody munis. Bunker coming up in base. He has enough for meds. And oh my god, that's an early Tankovi. Very early.
It is, and the reason why is because this map has, of course, 12 standard points, if I'm not mistaken. And just take a quick sneak peek at the munitions income at the moment from Nagano.
Oh my.
Plus 52. I don't think engineers can actually build 2 mines in a minute, can they now?
No.
That's how much munitions they're getting.
Who's the M5 we loved the most? M5 Kraut Mower. Come on, kids, sing it along. We need it. Get us some meat chopping action. I'm just looking at this thing. How much? That would be so good. 30 fuel only for the M5, and he has a lot of munitions to come. Scout car comes in from the southeast. Lovely camouflage. Zoom in on it. I'll look at
Mine
this
going over in the
instead.
south. The engineers do manage to cancel the capture. Will it be enough? One model remains.
I tell you what, he's got a lot of health on it though, so he was wise to, I don't know, try and stop the fuel capture, but he couldn't do it long enough, unfortunately. T70 is on its way, so
6 minutes before the 6-minute mark is in the build. That's one of the quicker ones I've seen in this tournament so far. Let's see if that can make up for some explosive action.
yep, got a mine coming down behind the assembly here. Can't be spotted, of course, by the 222. There's too much in the way, so cheeky. That could help out. Let's see if it does. The Wrens are going to go down that path. Could be a meaty mine. Oh no, there's just one grenadier in the end. MG forced away. 2-2 finds an angle on the conscripts and negates the cover.
Loveness has been using the MG in the south a lot, but it's like one of the places where it can get flanked easily, and Nagano has proven it, I think 2 times already.
Pioneers
Finds
capping up
some
north.
bullets.
Oh, we've had a pick for Nagano Guard Motor, one of the most chosen commanders in Co history. Don't need to hover over that, you all know what that looks like.
You indeed. He won with it the last time he chose it. Probably wants to do that trick again. And he's looking strong at the moment. Double fuel control, triple cap. There's a lot in favor of him at the moment.
Barrels ignite. T70 continues its assault gren, backs away. Just giving the idea that there's a pack there. Nagano thinks there must be and gets out of there. 2 mines now in Mine Alley.
Mine Alley, yeah, that's a proper name for this little corner.
Back EMGsville. He's putting pressure down on the combat engineer. T70 comes to force him away. Nagano's really doing well though, and for map control, Loveness has not been able to consolidate himself quite yet.
I think we're going to see another guard as a follow-up here. He has the munitions to slap on those DP-28s. There's some open lanes, especially in the center, where they can perform really well. And once again, the players are mostly fighting for max range here. Always in some kind of cover, whether it is yellow or green.
We are losing a sector.
Molotov ignites the Grens, but they fight on regardless. Conscripts end up being forced away, so well played by them, and then of course they retreat having attained the cut-off, but T70 comes to mop up, gets an instant kill. Can he get more? Pioneers show themselves to give off the vibe that there's a telemine. Oh, and he thinks there is. There wasn't, but what there was a pack 40, he's spotting for it. Can he get the filling touch? Oh no, he hits a barrel instead. Crash Bandicoot style saves the day.
At least something is exploding on this map. If it's not the T70, it's at least a barrel.
Pyrotechnics only, of course. The barrels are there just for shits and giggles as the guards come out. DPs instantly upgrading. The Caped Crusaders looking for their folly.
And Loveness stabilizing on the map here. He's going to get that second MG that we see so often in this build to lock down another part of the map. No AT gun yet for Nagano, so there's no Siscon barrage to be able to dislodge the MGs. Nor is there any juicy mortar out that we often see on the side of Loveness.
Second MG out for Loveness, going north. He's got a bit of control. He wants to keep it now. LMG Grenadiers will take the fuel, and they're going to be matched soon, however, by the Guards, most likely to seek refuge within the factory and volley them with DP light machine gun spray. Grens don't want any of that. They back away, losing one of their Soldaten, and 2 more die to a mine. Can the Guards get a cheeky shot in? They try.
Trying.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
You gotta appreciate those PTRS shots. They always like explode when on impact, as if it were fireworks.
Indeed. 2-2 watches on as the combat engineers are trying to neutralise and cap. But a bit nice Urok comes in on this MG. That's indeed. They dodge away though, looking for a different angle on the Grenadier. Nice by Nagano. Realises the MG is not capable. Instead takes a position of advantage versus the Grenadier, and then the heavy cover, which will be the standard territory point down. Loveness all out of position. He's not playing with rhythm right now. He needs to find it quickly, or he's heading down to the lower bracket, and he will meet Ashablar in the lower bracket semi-final.
Yeah, Nagano feeling like an unstoppable force. This is map control. Pretty strong. Look at the amount of fuel he already has in the bank. 70 and pack now. He might go down here.
Now, of course, hits the shot blocker. T70 survives. 2-2-2. Have all those mines been triggered or swept or something? No, he was so close to one. There was one right there. He backed his ass into it. There it is. He backed his ass into it and just stopped at the last second. That could have been devastating.
This push for Nagano cost him a bit of manpower, yeah. At the same time, he's also trying to attack up. Tier 4 has it down. Needs 2 more minutes of fuel before he can get that T-34-85 out. That performed quite well in the last game on mill roads, of course.
Here we go, spotting scope hype for Love Nest. He can pretty much see everything. Well, that's the spotting of his pioneers. That is, we aren't actually seeing the 2-2 at this stage, but trust me, you can see a lot.
Yeah, it's insane, especially on a map like this. He just sits in the center, at the middle of that axis. As you can see from side to side, nothing will approach him without him knowing it. Talaman in the south. The engineers are already moving forward.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yep, that was a brief Talamine. Good job. That's why you don't always lead with the T70, especially when you've seeded power control for a little while.
Does he notice it though?
That one's been noticed. Deleted there. Just had Nagano seed map control, and he's very ponderous when he comes back into things. He doesn't just launch in like a madman. He slowly slithers back in like a slippery snake. I'm a snake.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Guards in the house.
Loveness has managed to tack up for Battle Phase 2. Hasn't got an attack structure down yet. So P4 is going to take a while. Nagano only needs...
Oh, what a rifle nade, sorry, in the north. He predicted the Guards were going to obviously go to the heavy cover and just nuked them as soon as they got there. Sorry, what was your point, Dutchman?
Right. Well, what I was going to say is Nagano should probably click on the T-34-85 button about now. He should have some time to use it. And get an advantage off here.
Pack in peril in the south. Gren does get a rifle nade off on the combat engineers, but not enough damage was done, but the 2-2-2 is there to save the day.
Engine in the south looking low, sticking around to burn it.
ML5 on its way. How close is Love Nest to T3? It's being constructed right now. And he has more than enough for the Panzer IV as soon as he does. So. Recon mode capping or secure mode, whatever the bloody hell it's called. However the bloody hell it works these days, but it's doing it.
Packing is over there. It's gonna open up. Cheeky shot in the back.
Guards coming for a cheeky flank, perhaps. No, the Grens sense it. Retreat away.
Well, there it is, the first medium of the ace game. It's B3485, so it's a medium plus, I would say. It's rolling up. Looking for its first target. One shot, one kill. That's what he's doing at the moment. One shot, one kill.
Ein Schuss, einen Toten.
The sector is at risk.
And mine deletion as services as well, not too shabby. Fuel deletion. This guy has it all.
It's a guy of many talents.
Mostly his giant weapon. Very popular with the ladies.
I'm wondering why Loveness is not spending his resources. What is he contemplating about at this
Grenade.
point?
Easy dodge there. T70 won't quite make itself available. I tell you what, Loveness has really hit critical mass with Wehrmacht now, where they're not as push-aroundable by the Soviets as they once were. They've got enough meat around them, but Nagano's getting aggressive, forcing his way in with the guards and the T70.
He's gonna get support from the other side by the big tank. T-35 opening up. Grenadiers in the center are taking a beating and might go down here. Have to run through the guards and the T-70. Surely they won't survive this.
Oh, there you go. It was actually just a cheeky rifle shot that finished the job. It was a dodgy retreat path though, wasn't it? Should have tried to maybe soft retreat south, but who thinks of that in time?
Yeah, it's a very weird dynamic on this map.
Loveness has held the central victory point for a while now, and he does have the Panzer IV emerging. There's a choice of spotting scope called Pinnacle Mount. Ren looking low again. What's he doing here, Loveness? Oh, he's lucky there. That could have been a cheeky shot, but the pack had him covered, forcing away the T-34.
Is he gonna go in with the B-40?
Go stationary with a Panzer IV. That's usually bad for conscripts. Oh, nice sell with the Stuka! Skill plane kill! Oh dear, oh dear.
And that's all thanks to that ridiculous range from the 2-2 that he can just basically just use it anywhere. Nice play there from Loveness. You just like it was literally the Spanish Inquisition. You don't expect it.
Guess who's back?
And I think the T-35 was also on repair mode, so then they can't move with the passive crew repair. 35 missions, they'll fix their own vehicle, but they won't be doing any driving or shooting while the ability is active.
Dutchman, are you telling me that it's possible that after watching 4 dreary games, the deciding ace game could be decided by the click of a skill plane?
Yes.
Oh my! What a game series we're watching.
But Nagano is not out yet. He has a fresh T-35 thanks to his superb map control from the early game. So he needs to back it up with something though. Love to see his Cisco now.
Backs away as the guards advance. The new T-34 on the field, so using that Nexus fuel to his advantage. But he's not got a stockpile anymore. He's off the US radar. He's got no oil in the bag. Molotov in on the Grens, and he uses that moment to advance. There's a lot of gun power coming in from the east.
It's such a risky retreat path that those Grens have. Dangerous positions to be in. A whole bunch of munitions being spent in the north. Double engineers are just mining every angle there is.
Pioneers come into focus. There's been a lot of mining operations, it would seem, from Nagano, using that in vogue double combat engineer mine laying that I've seen a lot more of recently. But Love Nest is really dominating the centre now, and the pack is showing it with that vision from the 222. Orbital satellite vision. Somebody in chat says Nagano needs RNGesus. You do not get blessed by RNGesus if you don't show balls. You have to throw a spanner in the works. You have to put chaos into the engine in order to generate the random numbers. If you just play safe all the time, you will be outplayed slowly but surely. In order to get some of that Von Ivan madness on the go, get some RNG in your favour, you have to throw a spanner in the works.
Wow, Love Nest MG in the south is actually set up for the flank from the south. It's like thinking way ahead. This chess game is on point here. And Nagano is struggling now to dislodge Love Nest. I mean, he sees everything coming, so I can't complain about it. He needs to kill that 222. It's the most important thing at the moment in Love Nest's arsenal. That insane vision on this map. Holy crap. I'm going to use this as well.
At least something of value has happened today. Angry Dutchman's got a new toy. There we go.
Slowly
Munitions.
evolve.
Go on, sorry.
We have an isolated sector. We need to re-establish our supply lines.
Munitions cut off being taken. Conscripts push in from the south. Panzer's waiting for them, as is the LMG Grenadier. In the north, Panzer IV comes up against T-34-85. Do we have AT gun support? No. Faust goes in, but it's not going to do much at all.
Ooh, engineer's gonna have to run through a bit of fire. Might go down here from Love Nest. Once again, that retreat path.
Yes, there you go. Alpha shot from two squads at the same time. Another squad dies on that retreat path. Well noted by Dutchman there.
Second pack coming out for Love Nest, and Nagano is banking up on resources as well. He's going to make something new soon as well.
Just has a surveillance to see if the killing operation is happening quite to Love Nest taste, and yes it is. We do have a flank coming in from the conscripts, but the 222 should help out with that in that regard. We also have Terminator Vet 3 LMG Grenadiers coming in from the north. This gun is in position. We have had an AT grenade on the 222, but here come the Grenadiers. This has to reverse away. What else is going on? We've got the Panzer IV ready to defend, and thankfully for Nagano, he has neutralised the central victory point. And he's actually ahead in victory points. That's so surprising to me, because Love Nest seemed to be in a position of power for quite a while.
He has been, but it's most of the early game that Nagano dominated in. But now that the Love Nest has his army composition up and running with that double MG, double pack, he has his scouting ability in the 222. This is where he starts to shine. He also has enough munitions banked up for another Stuka Junkers 87 anti-tank strafe.
Here comes more vehicle. Are we seeing anything from Nagano to take advantage of it? Just the shots from Zis from afar. Grenadier could be going down to the guard team. No, he gets out of there. Just watching on. Still got repairs on the go.
Oh, tried to hit the 2-2, misses. That's a shame. Really needs to get rid of that.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Big Zis barrage on the repairing pioneers. That could have been worse.
Second P-3485 has been enabled. It looks like it wants to try and get rid of that P-34, but P-4 I mean. Besides against it, sees the pack under there. Ooh, but the AT might go down. I mean the MG might go down.
There he goes, he gets his
P4
sweet
goes
revenge. Mark target finally works. Target weak points, yes, but the packs can't track that far. Yes, they can. Shoot through that wall, but they're just about out of range now. And the shots don't penetrate. So
the wall
Nagano,
gets
after looking
deleted.
so impotent for so long, finally shows his teeth and gets rid of a Panzer.
Just had some action. Can you believe it?
I can indeed. Believe it when I see it. And Nagano finally pulls the trigger. After just looking like he wasn't going to do anything for so long, Mark target finally initiates, and the new T-3485 seeks to capitalise.
Now Nagano wants to solidify this by getting another Siskan. Single P4 is at the moment being idle in the north. Won't have a lot of room to maneuver. Oh, engineer
Pioneers
once again
down,
going
yeah.
down.
T-3485 had some fun there. Might shoot these Grens with a big volley. Overshoots. Loveness should be a bit more aware of that. Meanwhile, the 2-2 shot by the Zis from afar. That has to get out of there ASAP also. Nagano with a little period of aggression now, starting to consolidate his own territories. This is slowly boiling down, isn't it?
Yeah, Loveness being a little bit sloppier. Maybe he is getting old. C-70 gets away on a sliver.
MG forced away as well. That's the last vestige of map control along the centre for Loveness. He's just stuck with his high munitions now. Out of all the 7 big boy points. Grens versus Guards in the north. Panzer IV stands by, roars into action. And misses.
Oh, these guards are doing well. 15 kills already. That 3.
Too shabby. Crab walking across the map. They turn their big ass rifles on the MG. Well, that's turned about face to face them, and oh, there's a big shot by the T-3485. Guard spotting for it. Packs get a target weak point off though and force it away.
We have 200 points remaining.
Ooh, this barrage once again activated. Gonna delete this MP42 maybe. Needs one more good shot. And he gets it!
Enemy has killed a machine gun crew.
Grens capping the centre. Under duress, they neutralise and are pushed away. T-70 now possibly going to fall prey to the packs if he could only have position, but that's a 2-2-2. Can't really be in a position to help for a while. It's just sitting there.
Enemy forces are
Oh, he's going to go for the MG. Will he get it? 7-man cons. 2-2-2 and Panzer IV shooting that 2-man new MG crew. Can he unpack and run away in time? Panzer IV reloads. Misses. MG stolen for Nagano. Now the 2-2-2's the target. But here it is.
Tank is being activated on the on the Siskans. I don't know if that actually does any damage.
Psychological. Planes go brrr.
for battle.
If the planes go brrr, you might have to run, but here's the T-3485.
Oh
Siskans
no!
are out.
Panzer IV thought he could take advantage and he was out of control from the T-3485 and finished for good measure. Nagano goes through to the upper bracket final to face Isildur. Love Nest is down to 1 life.
Very nice. Good maneuvers there from Nagano in the end, and I think Loveness, they got a little tired. That's how it
He
looked
did.
like.
GG, well played. Angry Dutchman's on about the fact that he has a beef and ale stew waiting for him. That is hype. That is the stuff that dreams are made of. Beef and
I
ale
hope
stew.
it wasn't. It's a little bit more exciting than the first 4 games of this series.
When's your beef and ale stew ready? Is it ready imminently?
I need to check, but I think it is. So I won't be doing any streaming if that's the.
Fair enough. Fair enough. If
Might be
anybody
on
wants
tonight.
the almighty raid of 600 odd peeps launched into their channel, we can give them. Otherwise, it's going to the 101st Airborne, who, well, he's probably finishing himself now, actually.
Yeah.
XCOM Reborn, Blue Sonics. Lots of people have never really raided before. And Helping Hands is playing 28-hour kill challenge. Enlisted. Is Enlisted any good, Dutchman? You play that, don't you?
Yeah, I'm actually enjoying it. Definitely enjoying it. It's a fun shooter. It's very easily accessible for all people. So.
Yeah, guys, I mean, I will address the elephant in the room. That was a bad stylistic matchup. What I'll mean by that is I always knew, I'm not just being arrogant and cocky here, but I always had it in the back of my mind. I've got evidence of this. This is me speaking to Devem earlier today. Devem's somebody I often speak about players, and I could be a bit candid with him, but it's alright. Let me see what I said to him. You'll laugh at this. But maybe I worried, and I said to Dutchman, have I like tainted the series with pessimism? Well, no, he said no, it has been really kind of stagnant. So
Yeah. It's, AE is probably one of the best people at hyping something up, but there still needs to be that little something to hype up, and it just wasn't. It was tough today.
Big shout out to Devem yesterday. I watched Siberian's casting of his series, and he looked monstrous, quite frankly, against Creative Name. He went lend-lease to Soviets and just walked through him with 76 mil Shermans. I was like, my god.
Nice.
It was good. It was good. That was what the exciting assignment you need.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm really hyped. I'm really glad for the opportunity next week, and I'm allowed to cast the game there. I also got
Allowed to, yeah, you get to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you're
Kimbo,
right. You're right.
might have just gotten the best and exciting series as well. That's to be
That'll
found
be
out
good.
next week.
Looking forward to watching that, mate. I'll watch you back on the VOD. But yeah, myself, well, to be honest, I might try and see if I can cast the other one now, giving you the choice of that one. But no, it will be Isildur versus Nagano, which is a World Championship 2020 rematch. So that could be pretty exciting, but we'll see. That's in 2 weeks' time anyway. We do have a Master League break weekend coming. That's next weekend, just to give ourselves a palate cleanser so we can have 1 week of not doing competitive co, and then we get straight back into it. But yeah, cheers, guys. It's been good, Dutchman. Had fun with you. We've made the most of it and done our best.
I mean, it sounded like the players are very bad, but don't get us wrong, chat. The players are very good, but they play so conservatively and so calculated at every move that it's slow games, slow paced games.
It was still good entertainment, I'm sure. It's just we're so used into this community to coming here as tournament games being ridiculously entertaining every single time that sometimes you get ones that are a little bit more slow, a little bit more conservative, like you say. Doesn't mean they're bad. It just means that they're not as entertaining. That's all it is. No,
Can't have a B4 every matchup, blowing stuff up randomly.
What's happening with the B4? Are they changing it so it's not like a one-click boom machine now?
Yeah, they changed it.
Oh no. That's my favourite part of the game. Why would they do that to me?
One thing that's always up for good hype, every shot, Like, oh, it's firing! It's firing! Where's
Yeah,
the
that was
fire?
my favourite bit. Where's that going? Why would they do that? But oh well, that's what's happening at least. So we'll have to see. Ipkai says it sucks. It lost all its character. Hey, Ipkai's agreeing with something. I usually ask for zany things to be kept in the game, and Ipkai says no, that would be terrible. If Ipkai agrees with AE when AE wants something crazy to stay in the game, that means you've probably gone a bit too far with your changes, let's say. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna host over to. Who's this guy? Steven's Universe. He looks funny. He's got a webcam on. I've never seen him before.
People with a webcam always +1.
Awesome. I'm hosting this guy. This guy looks amazing. He's got 0 viewers. Let's go make his day. I've never seen him before in my life. He looks hilarious. 9 viewers. And let's go and watch him for a little bit. This will be fun. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
See you later, boys.